It's Black Series Edition LLC. As I told you before, last couple of days we've been all actually putting it on note that we are going to be changing our company over to manufacture, research, and development due to the fact that we were blessed with several amazing contracts for the technology. I was planning to do this change probably somewhere around the end of the year, but like I said, you never know how God is going to do things and how you're going to be blessed. So, with this opportunity, we will be able to concentrate more on developing our technology, but also too, like I said, we'll be dealing with companies only. And because of this, it's up to the companies that we are dealing with if they're going to make the decision to whether or not continue to sell these screen paints to the public. Some, as I've seen already, like I said in these contracts, are going to decide to sell these to bigger companies. Maybe in the middle of the summer, we can have talks and we can get maybe somebody to set up a website to make it available for customers. So, as I said before, our product, the reason why we've gotten obtained these contracts, because at the end of the day, you have to be to show that your products work. They are tested, they can perform in fully lit environments. You have to back up everything that your products can do. And before we sell any of our products to the public, all our products are properly tested so that way we can back our products up 100%. So with that record being shown that our products are tested and do perform quite well, are able to take on high-end, more advanced for performance screens, also to have the ability to be able to pull up in fully lit environments, we are obtaining some very good, interesting projects coming up, and also too, like I said, contracts for the company, which I cannot wait to continue. Now, we will continue to still sell screen paint products until after the 2-month period. After the 2-month period, the shopping carts will be closed for good. So I had to make these announcements over on all our social media sites to let them know what's going on, because we don't want people coming in, going over to the marketplace and find out it's not there anymore. So after 2 months, we will be removing anything off the, as a matter of fact, the entire marketplace will be closed. On our behalf, we will not be doing any business with the customers or the public anymore due to the fact that we have to concentrate on the contracts. I will be changing my company over to either a C corporate or S corporate. And like I said, we have to do quite a bit of buying because we have to buy some commercial real estate to be able to maintain the orders that we will be receiving from the contracts. Now this right here, if you're curious, we're going to be showing off some screens. I will be showing off a Alpha 1, which I'm going to have set up for a P2 projector. I also will be picking up a ViewSonic Ultra Short Throw, and this is going to be a 235.1 at 100, hopefully it's 158 inches for our new gunmetal technology. We have a gunmetal technology coming under Alpha 1. And as you can see on our demonstrations, we're not stuck in dark corners, dark environments. We don't require expensive projectors to do our demonstrations in. I am on my Chrissy LW505. This is a projector that only cost me $500. That is basically about it. My screen size is an official 150-inch 16:9. And my projector sits back around 21 feet from my screen. And this is the kind of quality, and this is the reason why we're getting blessed to get these amazing opportunity to change our company into manufacturing, research, and development, because our technology works at the end of the day, and we've backed our products up on so many levels, it's not even funny. My personal favorite, Starfield Screensaver. This display at 150 inches, no projection screen we've seen so far can do it. And this is a 100% contrast level, 100% black level. something that gray, white, and gunmetal technology we've seen so far cannot do. It's produce a 100% contrast level. Now, even though we'll be developing a gunmetal technology, keep in mind the only screen that has that capability to pull 100 when it comes to contrast is our black technology. And if you're wondering what technology this is our amazing Cinema Complete. If you're interested in our test demonstrations, we have them posted on our website for all to see. We do not hide things from our customers, and we do not take false images of our products and place them onto our sites to make claim that they are ours. All pictures, all demonstrations are belonging to us. LG Beta Fish. Now, how we're going to be doing things is a little differently when we're dealing with companies. Instead of basically, well, pretty much all the demonstrations and samples and stuff will be shipped to them so that way they can get a chance to test out what products they like and how they're going to market and basically sell the products. Right now, we shipped out the Cinema Gray to 2 companies so they can get ready to test it and display it and see what they like about it and how they're going to utilize the technology. So just so you know, these 6 contracts, we're obtaining contracts quickly. They have Cinema Gray. I'm sorry, not Cinema Gray, Complete Cinema. We ship them down a gallon. So they are going to be testing that particular product before they sign. And they're going by our test demonstrations. Now keep in mind, they don't go by other people's opinions, they go by our test demonstrations because again, our products can do things that other screen paints can't do, as in produce a 100% contrast level. You can never do this with a gray screen or a white screen. And again, we don't steal Google images, we don't have watered down products, and we don't match house paint. All right, so I'm gonna go back and put this on for Taco. Taco, what do you wanna watch? 4K tropical fish relaxing. This is stuff to watch. We don't want that, we want what we want. I love how Google picks what you want. There we go. That stays on live, no commercials. There you go, Taco. All right, let me get your lights. Taco likes to be in here with lights. There you go. You good, Taco? He's good. All right, and I gotta get packing too because I said before we're moving to the top floor, which is gonna be much nicer. No hardwood, hardwood floors, which I want. And I get to put my 235.1 right across here with I'm buying 3 projectors. I'm getting an Epson, ViewSonic, and the P2. My P2 is going to be in the next room at 150 inches. I think it's going to be sick. I'm going to set it up. And over here, I'm going to do a 235.1 with a ViewSonic. That's going to be my office. Thank God that the door is going to be, this door is going to be there, which I like upstairs. I'm going to put a huge, massive cloud couch. And then at the bottom here, I'm going to have set up all my computers and I get my wireless keyboard and mouse gaming equipment. And that's it. I'm going to mount my projector here and here, 2 projectors here, and ultra short through here because I want to watch my 235.1 movies and abstract art. And then when I'm working, because the screen is huge, it's long, I'm going to do a portrait mode for here and here for both my PCs. That's how I'm setting them up upstairs. That's why I haven't bought anything. Why it was down here, because what's the point? I'm moving upstairs. So when I'm done all that, I'm going down to the furniture store and pick up my $3,600 couch or sofa, wherever that thing is, but it's huge. There we go. I'm in here watching Highlander. So this will be different now because now I have my screen in here. I can take all this down, set my screen up here, go on eBay and order my projectors, and I'm done. which I love because my projectors are going to cost me. Do I have a Chrissy here? Well, I do have a Chrissy projector. I have one of them here. It needs a new lamp. So I guess I'm buying one. All right, I'm going to pause this because I'm coming in and watching this later on. I got to come over here real quick because, oh, this is the other site. We have to put the update on this site too also. This site already is getting ready. It's called Black Edge. It's coming soon. We put it up there right on the site. It was coming soon. Commercial distributor screen paints is coming soon. So we've been talking about this. Excuse me, we have a site already posted for this already. So, as I said before, to obtain contracts, no one is going to ever sign you to a contract unless they can test the products. They're going to read through your website. They're going to go through everything. Because they have to make sure whatever they're signing their name to, which is going to be quite some time. I think I'm going to make that a 2-year contract instead. No, I keep it at one. One gives us a chance to test the waters a little bit. I'm trying to get this one work. I don't have to worry about this monitor. It gets on my nerves so much. Doesn't seem like to boot my PC sometimes. Come on now, behave, move, work. Got things to do. All right, there we go. All right, so I'm over here reading through, working on our contracts here, and getting ready to get things set up over here. Let me see. So as of, if you read right now, put enough information at the bottom. That is basically what we're posting everywhere. Posted on Facebook. We're posting on Instagram pretty soon. Like I said, the screen paints will not be available. I need my microphone. Where's my microphone running at? And where is it running at? It's right here. Where are you running at? Let me see. Here. I gotta get another one of these. All right, put you over here. Oh, I need these in here. I'm missing a couple of things. I also have to send updates and everything on. Well, that's why the site is very important, because the companies can come in, they can go through the website and get all the information they need. So we're sending them a ton of information. Does it work on ultra short projectors? Does it work on motorized projection screens? Does it work on fixed frame screens? Can you paint this directly to your wall? What's the distance throw? All these tests, like I said, are important. This is why, you're going to have people who don't do these tests are going to have an extremely rough time trying to convince a company on their products working if you don't do all the tests, because they're going to ask all these questions, because again, they got to know how to market and sell this. Where is let me see, where's it comes in at? Here's tampering. Oh, I'm on the wrong keyboard again. Tampering, right. So we need a section here for tampering. This keyboard would be so glad to work with. No more wires anymore. I can't stand wires. I'm going to make myself a wireless office. That's what I'm going to do when I get the whole 235 put in. Completely wireless office. I can't wait to put that in. All right, let me see. Let's go up one. Let me see. Tamper product. Distributor. Paint. All right. Product. This should be, the top should be, see, penalties. Distributor manufacturer labels. Manufacturer. Show always. Okay, territory. Even this is not right. So. Territory. Distributor manufacturer. Okay, this is what I'm right. This has to be changed to manufacturer. All right, okay. So let me see. This is the manufacturing. This won't be distributing now. All right. New technology related to its product. Distributor agrees that okay, this is what we need. We need to separate this. It needs its own section by itself. right there. That definitely is its own section by itself. It needs to be highlighted. So I have to go through this contract. This is one of the contracts. I'm looking through the contracts we have on the site. Which ones we need, which you don't need. This right here is a contract that we sent to. Actually, his contract was terminated the same day. And the reason why the contracts we have are flexible. You're allowed to add things in there, but you're not allowed to go in and alter and change the contract the way you want it. And this guy literally went in and altered and changed the entire contract to benefit him, and his contract was terminated right from the door. One thing I don't have a problem is terminating contracts. I really don't. That's one thing you have to do is be to terminate a contract. You have to be to fire people too. I have no problem with firing people. If you don't do your job, it comes down to one thing. You do your job right, you keep your job. You don't, you get terminated. That's how it works. But I believe in putting in warnings before it gets to that point, so they know it's coming. But this nonsense right here, I'm reading through some of the stuff he had on here. He pretty much made it so he can get away with whatever he wanted. Oh, not today, Chief. And this nonsense, they got his contract terminated right from the door. Was denied. Let me see. Distributors. So I have a friend of mine, like I said, I have a few friends of mine that are really, really good, extremely good in computers. Let's put it that way in a nicer term. And they're doing background checks for me. So we're going to be hiring them to do background checks on companies. It's not going to be easy to get a contract. Right? They're not going to pop and go, here, let me get a contract. No, it doesn't work that way. We have to do a serious background check on you. We have to know everything there is about your company and so forth. Because again, I'm not tying my name to something at the end of the day that's going to be a financial and headache and nightmare at the end of the day. And I'm stuck in a 1-year contract with you. That's not going to happen. So I have to go through background checks. You do know that background checks require social media. A lot of people don't realize that yes, companies do have a right to go through your social media sites. That's why I warn people at the end of the day, be careful about posting crazy stuff to your site. I'm not talking about crazy stuff as in stuff, doing crazy stuff and posting them. I know a friend of mine who was looking to get a job and could have got the job. I forgot what they call security, high security at the airport. She would have been able to obtain it. But she likes to party. When she likes to party, she does crazy things at parties, and she had these posted all over her account, and she didn't get the job. They have access. They can get access. They have the right to get access. It's right there. If we sign the agreement policy under the company, they do have the right to basically go through your site because you represent the company. So if I have an employee that has our company logo, and he does something basically by wearing our uniform, we can get you for that because you're not supposed to do that. That's why I advise people, if you're going to get into a fight or something's going to happen, take the freaking uniform off or cover it up. You know what I mean? I don't advise doing dumb stuff, but if you're going to be doing something stupid at the end of the day, don't do even more stupid stuff that's going to cause you to lose your bread and butter. So, you might want to cover that up because the first thing they'll say is, oh, this employee and that employee and that employee. Yeah. All right, let me see what we got here. This is fines and penalties. This has to be for fees, fines. Let's say fee, FIFO, I swear. Fees and fines. No. Fines and penalties.
According to Law Insider, fines and penalties means fines and penalties imposed by any governmental authority. Fines and penalties means funds assessed for violations of environmental law.
I love the fact how I'll sit here and basically try to adjust this nightmare to pull it down, and she does not want to listen to it. It's actually over, and then she adjusts it to turn it down. Keep forgetting I got these things turned all the way up. I'm listening to music. Fines and penalties. Fines and penalty. Let me see. Including. Okay, this is what it should be here. Let me see. In this contract here. So again, like I said, we got people that come and say, yeah, no, you're not getting contracted. You're not. And the reason why you can't get contracted, because I know what you have to go through the contract, and it is very interesting what you have to go through in contracts. First thing is, you can't write a contract, you're not getting a contract. You should not write a contract. Matter of fact, you should not write a contract, and that's very important because if you get one of these things, you need to know what everything that's going on in that contract. It'll be like 10 pages long. I had a contract one time that was like 20 pages long. It was freaking berserk. I had one longer than that too. On top of that, crazy when we had an overseas contract was insane. But anyway, you have to read through that entire policy, everything in there, because again, it could be something they're made to get you at the end of the day. So you have to read through all that. Within our contracts, basically, if you take any form of copyrighted material and use it, we are not responsible for that. We are not responsible for your actions if you decide to go out and release copyrighted material. That shields the company from insults. I'm sorry, from lawsuits, fines and penalties. Um, fines, penalties, and termination. Termination policy. Termination policy. Right there, penalty. And termination policy. Let's see, we need to go with this one here. I need to go with termination policy.
According to Business News Daily, a termination policy is an official document that lays out the grounds and process for firing employees. Most states don't require employers to have a termination policy, but it's still a good idea to develop one, no matter how many employees you have.
You need to have all that stuff in place. So we're going to be designing several contracts. One's for beta testers, the beta testers, because we're going to need beta testers. We have all employees will be under contracts. Let me see. Let me see. I think this summer I gotta go basically update my EIN number because I will have employees this summer. Let me see. I'm not doing the whole uniform thing. The shirts, we're gonna get shirts, jerseys, some really cool stuff that they can change back and forth and wear. I couldn't wear the same shirt every single. No, I'm not doing that crap. We can give people a chance to wear what they like. They wear. They can bottom half down, knock yourself out, but you just have to wear that shirt with the logo on it. So we're gonna have baseball jerseys, hockey jerseys. So I'm getting a couple for myself. I'm sporting them, hats, stuff like that. I'm even getting sunglasses with everything. Our stuff is gonna be set up real nice. Keychains, the whole 9 yards. We're going to have banquets where we're going to have investors come in. They can check out the screens and stuff like that. You know what I mean? We give them gift bags and all that stuff. I learned all this stuff from just watching other companies, how they work with their company. Now we're in that position now to basically do that ourselves. Let me see. Let's go with my angry cat walking around with positive attitude. Let's go with Taco's funny. Let's see, distributorship agreement, manufacturer labels, logos, or projection screens cannot be altered, changed, modified, or tampered, and must be posted on all products and packages. All product and packages. Let me see. Posted on product. We're missing something here too. We're missing websites and brick and mortar packages. It must be. We have. Let me see right here. Distributor agreement and labels. The distributor agreement, manufactured labels, labels, logos, or perfection screen be altered, changed, or modified, or tampered with. Manufacturer. Oh, here, right here is the date, so and so. So, manufacturer should be provide training and product knowledge for distributor resale. Wait a minute. Hold on. That's right. Manufacturers should provide training products. No, we don't do that. Let's see. responsible.
Here's the definition of responsible. Having an obligation to do something, or having control over or care for someone as part of one's job or role.
It's not responsible. So here is where we're doing the contract. Not responsible. I got a beta tester contract to do after this. After this is finished, we have the beta tester to do. Beta tester contracts are interesting. Now, we know at the end of the day that we are going to get trolls that are going to try to get their hands on one of the beta tester kits. Let me explain something to you. This has a heavy contract linked to it. Within the contract, if the tester goes out and basically sells the product, if he basically trades the product, if he basically badmouths or tries to deliberately trash the product in a way by using certain keywords that are going to use, they can be sued in court for up to $250,000. That's the agreement. Once you sign that and we go over and get it notarized, it is set in stone, which means that that product is sold. If anything happens to it, if whatever is any other, you violate any of the policies, it's an open and shut case. We basically arrange for you to go to court. We'll have all your information, so you have to provide all information, so we know phone numbers, email, all that stuff, blah, 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 everything. It's like filling an application for a job. So you'll fill all that information out. So we'll have you on file. So if this does occur, which we're hoping it doesn't, we can pull you into court, get you served, bring you into court. There'll be no cease and desist order, none of that. We'll bring you straight into court, and we'll basically file a lawsuit against you in civil court for $250,000 for contract breach. And that's it. It's an open and shut. It pretty much, there's no point in getting an attorney or nothing. You signed an agreement through our company. And under the terms and agreements, you basically clearly have acknowledged. It says you clearly acknowledge the rules and policies, or policies and rules and restrictions that we have under this contract. You signed your name to it. We sign our name to it. We get it notified. No, so we get it. We can notify you tonight. We get it. I forgot the name for it. It just says the notify or notification, whatever we call, whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about. So we get all that done, and we go, and that's it. We can take you to court just like that. Now, those of you who know how to abide by the rules and you're not doing dumb stuff at the end of the day, you will be able to obtain some pretty cool stuff from us, which means that if we get a deal on projectors, we get a couple of 4K projectors that come through, we're using a couple for testing here and there, we may swing a couple your way for free. If you don't have the equipment to be able to, because they're going to ask for certain requirements and certain equipment basically to do the testing, you definitely need a YouTube channel and all that other good stuff. Now, for those of you, again, who feel that you're going to try to slant the new ones, or basically the other ones that we have problem with won't exist anymore. We'll be done with them. That's what we're planning to do for the 2 months that we're going through this transition. We'll be bringing them to court. So that won't be a problem. They'll be done. They'll be gone and done by then. Any new ones that want to pop up and basically jump on that bandwagon and to see what these three are going to go through the company, I would suggest you don't do it. Because again, like I said, with the people that I will be hiring to take care of these problems, you will be tracked, you will be traced, you will be served, and we will have you in court for prosecution. Just want to give you a bit of heads up there. It's not going to be a joke at the end of the day. It's going to be extremely serious. But you'll get a chance to see what happens when these individuals, what they have to go through in the next couple of months. Two of them are going to be tracked down and served, and the other one is going to be brought into court and prosecuted. Well, actually, all of them are going to be prosecuted, but you'll see what's going to be going on. And that's that. Let me see. What do we have here? Where is it responsible? Yeah, we know that manufacturer is not responsible for marketing material. Matter of fact, while we are on that subject too, right there, where are you? No, it's right there. Yep. Right there. Manufacturer. Okay. And I need to have here. No, I need to have it there. This is where it needs to be. It needs to be right here. And this one, copyrights. Copyright violations.
According According to U.S. Copyright Office, as a general matter, copyright infringement occurs when a copyrighted work is reproduced, distributed, performed, publicly displayed, or made into a derivative work without the permission of the copyright owner.
Now, I need this for the contract, but you can see the trouble that the other person has gotten himself into. Under those things and those guidelines, can't do any of that. Can't basically show my copyrights without my permission. You can't basically do whatever you want right on. You can't do that today. I'm sorry. You can't do that. That's why I'm gonna have a field day, because I'm gonna make a lot of money that day, because not only from the individual, but I'm going to be going out and searching the internet for anybody who has anything to touch any one of these contracts, and we're going to be sending out those orders to you to let you know that you have to remove it. If you choose not to remove it, then we take it to court and we sue you. That's all to it. But I am going to give people a chance to be able to remove it. We give you 2 weeks to remove everything that has anything to do with our company, complete your site. If you have anything written in your website and we find it, yeah, you're going to get one of those orders sent to you. Now, if you put up there and say, hey, I don't like the product, I don't care for it, freedom of speech, that's your opinion. But if you're putting stuff in there like we're scammers and we're doing this and doing that, we're coming after you. Let me see. That is copyright violation. Okay, better yet. Copyright violation policy. All right.
According to Norwich University, in general, anyone found liable for civil copyright infringement may be ordered to pay either actual damages or statutory damages affixed at not less than $750 and not more than $30,000 per work infringed.
Let's see, we need here. Let's go over to, let me see, go here, copyright policy. Oh, where are you? You said it a few minutes ago. There you go, here. This policy, copyright policy. Okay. Oh, be nice. And we've got copyright violation policy. Okay. Let me see. How you want to put this in? Word this in. Let's see. How do we put this in? We are not. Okay, we're not responsible for any copyright violations by the distributorship contracts. We are not responsible for any copyright violations used by the contract distributors. We are not responsible for any copyright violations used by the contract distributor. This basically shields our company from, say, if the person decides to use copyrighted material, that again we can be hit too with. So if they use, like, say, they show a whole entire movie or something, and the people have the movie, they sue them, and then they want to sue us, and we go, nope, can't touch us, because within our contract we're not responsible for anything they do. So basically it basically shields. This is the kind of stuff you have to put into your contract to protect you at the end of the day. So it says, nope, it solely says when they sign the contract that they take the blame if they basically are doing something else as we're doing. You can't hit us with this, and they can't touch you. I love going to court. I love it. I love going to court. It is so much fun. For me, I enjoy this. I love going to court. I've learned so much stuff about these contracts and policies and all this stuff by going in and out of court. So just advise people, it's not the first time I've taken people to court and sued them. You learn every time you go in there. And after a while, it's just, the first time I did, I was a little nervous, you know what I mean? But now it's kind of like, because I know my rights when I walk in there. Yeah, I know my rights. I know what I have in my contracts. I know how my products are tested at the end of the day. I go in there giddy as a schoolgirl with a new dress. I've done this stuff so many times where it's not even funny. So this is a cakewalk for us. So I sat there and I told you I submit everything to an attorney first before I talk about court because I want them to come back and say, okay, you don't have enough for court, then we don't really do about it. Or they'll say that, yeah, you have plenty enough here, knock yourself out. But when they come back laughing, like seriously, are these people like slow? Then we know from the door it's an open and shut. Like, do you need us? Do we need to hire you? No, not really. You can pretty much do this yourself. It's open and shut right here. I ain't gonna bother taking your money. Now, civil court's a little different. Civil court, we have to have lawyers in there. You can't walk into civil court and represent yourself. Small claims court, easy. You can do that all day long. I can take somebody to small claims court all day long. But you have to have enough evidence. So basically, you can't just drag anybody on to court. All that stuff has to be presented for the court. They have to look over it, do an investigation, and they have to decide whether or not there's enough evidence here to bring it to court. Now, by the information and everything we submitted over, they were able to decide right there and then if this can go to court because we got a docket, which a docket number shows your docket number, basically showing the court date and when it's going to be set up, and then where the investigation is. We can go on and you can actually check your case on exactly the progress and how it's going on. We literally had so much information on this individual. We got the docket just like that. And one of the things they asked for right from the door is, do you have a legitimate paperwork to basically back the claim, which means you actually have a real copyright, which the first thing they look for is the registration number. It's like, if you're going to claim you got a title to a vehicle, you know what I mean? You need the title of that vehicle showing it's yours. It basically has that registration number right there. It proves that it's yours. And that is our paperwork right there. We're registered. That's why I tell people, do not do the poor man copyright. You will burn yourself. Let me see what we have right here. Copyright violation. Okay, let's see. All right. But thank God the people that we are dealing with we're dealing with some very fantastic Christians. At the end of the day, we don't have to worry about this stuff, but it still has to be put in there. It has to be put in there. All right, what it says right here. Okay. We are not responsible for any copyright violations used by the contract distributor. And all actions to do so. It should be do so. To do so falls on the or heads of the distributor if they choose to do so. Now, also too, within our contracts too, under termination and policy rules, if you're basically displaying sexual content, torture of animals, abuse toward women, stuff like that, and anything, if we find it in videos or anything that pops up, automatic termination. This comes with a massive heavy fine of $250,000 per offense. We don't tolerate that nonsense. But we shouldn't have to worry about that. But still, you have to have all that in there anyway. Let me see. All that has to be put in there. Boom, 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 boom. So termination of contract policy. All right, let's see. What do we have here? Okay, related to the product. Okay, here we go right here. Whew. I write these contracts. These contracts are pretty big. Manufacturers, see, copyright and violate policy. We are not responsible for any copyright violations. Copyright should be copyrights. Copyright violations. Anyway, copyright violations used by the contract distributor and all actions to do. No, that doesn't sound right. We gotta word that a little better. In all actions. Distributor in all actions will fall on the head or heads of the distributor if they choose to do so. Perfect. All right. Technology related. Okay. Manufacturing. Okay, that's nothing right there. So we have a little bit there. Let's see. I need to bring down. Let's see. Copyrights. Actually, should be copyrights. TM is for trademarks. And let me see. Abbreviation. That is pipes knocking. You hear that nonsense? That's pipes knocking. Don't want to hear that crap. Let me see. Let's go with classical music, Mozart. Oh, I forgot we got microphones for this thing. Be nice. Really? Can we go Mozart in there? No Mozart. Okay. No, whatever. Oh, watching Tom and Jerry. Can you watch Tom and Jerry getting copyright on here? Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave that there. It's a pipes knocking. I can't stand the noise in the nice pipe. That's why I can't wait to get my upstairs. Is nice. I heard the pipes don't knock as much, which is fantastic. But I can't wait to get my house. I'm looking at it already. I think it's 9 bedrooms, 3 baths. It's a Victorian. Victorians are really big houses, and I get a whopping 2 acres to myself, which means I got no neighbor. I love that part. Anyway, let's see. We are not responsible. Okay, that's trademark. What is what's the one for over here? One over here. Come on again. Come on. Let's see. I forgot we have microphones over here. Okay, I still might need to get another microphone system over here. All right, let me see. Come on, get back over here real quick. Let's go to abbreviation for trademark.
TM. According to International Trademark Association, TM stands for trademark. The
Oh,
TM symbol is usually used in connection with an unregistered mark, a term, slogan, logo, or other indicator, to provide notice to potential infringers that common law rights in the mark are claimed.
All right, let me see. Patents. Oh, and for those individuals who don't know anything about patents, and let me explain something to you. Do you know that you can have your patents, basically you pay extra fees to have your patents, domain information, anything about copyrights, you can have them removed from public domains. Yeah, so nobody knows about any of your information, but I can basically go to my LegalZoom account and I can show you my active accounts, which shows that we applied for these particular documents, including LLCs, our copyrights, and everything else we have. Some companies do this on purpose because that way, if someone happens to touch something of theirs, it's an easy lawsuit to basically rip them apart. But you can do that. You have a choice when you fill one out. Gentlemen, if you ever get a chance to figure out how to fill one of these documents out, you will see there that an option will pop up before you pay that will ask you, do you want to mark this private? And the option you can use yes or no, but it costs a little money to do so. They get to pay for that. Let me see. We need, oh, it's 2 of them. Provisional patent and patent pendings. So it's 2 of these we have to have up there in the switching column that we are not responsible if they touch any provisional patents or patent pendings. Actually, funny, interesting thing that a patent pending costs literally more than a provisional patent. We can't even, honestly, truthfully, I can't even put in the video demonstration that fellow's name because it doesn't belong to him. This name literally belongs to a fellow in London, England. It is for a sound recording studio. That name is not his at all, period. He really needs to stop calling himself that because that's affiliated with something else. I feel kind of bad now because I went out and basically marked videos that this guy stole and did this and his products don't work, but I put it under screen paint, which is good. I didn't put it under music. And this is basically doesn't belong to him. This really belongs to a fellow over in the UK. This is why he can never get the name with the copyright registration because it would come up under somebody else's name. It's right there in their database. You can't use that. I don't even know why he even tried. First things first, what you do, if you type in anything, like you type in a name, Google's going to bring it up automatically. It's going to show that somebody owns the rights to that automatically from the door. If nothing comes up in a search where it says, okay, nobody owns this, then that means if Google doesn't have it, nobody else has it. And this is a good high chance that this name doesn't even exist. So then you can go in and basically do the copyright on it. Other than that, no, he can't get a copyright for that. That's why I asked him in the video if he can basically show me a copyright registration under that name. He can't because it belongs to somebody else. Can't use it. Can't use it unless you have that registration, which I have. I got 2 of them. Can't use it unless you have the registration. And he doesn't have a registration name. At that, he doesn't even own the symbol. It's not even his. It belongs to some United Airline, whatever. They pop up. It belongs to them at the end of the day. That doesn't belong to him. That whole thing is fake. The other fellow, his comes up blank. He doesn't even have one. So someone comes in and they basically apply for that name. He can't even touch it now because they can snatch it from him. And there's interesting things that they ask for in these copyrights. These copyrights, when you write these things in, they lead to other things. Like basically, they'll ask how long has your company been in business, stuff like that. Yeah, and this could lead to other things, but basically asking about, all right, do you have tax documents? Do you have you applied for a DBA? Have you applied for an EIN? Oh, especially if you apply for the EIN. That's an interesting one to go through because EINs basically ask that's from the IRS. They ask for all kinds of stuff. When did your business start? When did it end? All kinds of stuff. You know, how long you've been in business, what you yearly make, how many employees do you have? Do you have trucks? Do you have commercial property? They ask all this stuff, crazy stuff on the applications. LLCs, another one that asks for a ton of information. To get an LLC, you have to have an EIN to get one of those bad boys because they request that in the application. If you want a license to sell requires 2 things. Like an LLC is not enough to get the license. A license, you have to have a DBA and you need an EIN to get a license. This gives you a license to sell within your state. They don't have any of this information at all, period. So how are you guys at the end of the day calling yourself a company? You don't have any paperwork on your company at all, period. When I walked up into this place, it wasn't enough for them to hear that I had a website. They wanted official documents showing that my company was real. Tax papers was one of them. They wanted documents on the LLCs. They wanted documents on filing for the company. They wanted to know the company was legit. Not only that, I had to bring in bank statements that were linked to my company, showing that money was being transferred from my account. I had to bring in monthly statements. All that stuff has to be in there for them to say, okay, yeah, I can see that you basically have a legit, because anybody can say they have a company at the end of the day. And then you have to prove the company's yours. I had to go through one thing where they had to prove the company's mine. It wasn't enough for me to show that my company was transferring money. I had to show that this company was mine. So I had to basically pull documents of filing for patent pendings, basically filings for provisional patents, copyrights, which we have over there. All that information had to be presented to them. So basically we can get the approval, because again, they were saying, well, anybody could own this at the end of the day. You can make up anything off the top of your head. Yeah. And they even went through my website. They went right through my website too. Thank goodness my website looks professional at the end of the day. It looks like a stack of freaking crazy cards. Yeah, they went through my website. All that. They want to see all that. Social media sites, all that. They want to see everything at the end of the day. And they couldn't care less about when people write bad things about me because, again, in business, everybody has to deal with that nonsense. Everybody in business. The important thing is that when you have to deal with this nonsense, that you can back up your company while you're doing it, which we can. We have no problem with that. But other than that, yeah, you got to have all that information. The joker don't even pay taxes at the end of the day. How the freak you going to pull up an EIN number and he doesn't even know what that is? Mind, I had this conversation with him and I asked him, did he have a DBA? And he couldn't respond back. Doesn't know what it is. But you had to have them. Apply for that freaking thing, man. That DBA was a freaking, the paperwork and all that we had to file for. If you've done it already, it's easy. Thank God I've done some of these already, so it was pretty easy for me to figure it out. But I'm not hiring an attorney to do something that pretty much I got the experience to figure it out along the way. But if you can't and you make a mistake in there, it's going to cost you. Like I told you, I had a incident where basically I was filling my first business tax identification ID license out so I can basically get things wholesale, my tax ID license. And I made the mistake when I was filling out the EIN that I had an employee and they called me in on that because when I was sending in my returns on how much I was making, I wasn't using the tax sale license for anything. I was using it basically to get things for wholesale because a friend of mine had this electronics store and this is way back. This is when they had the 5-disc CD player. That shows you how far back it was. And I wanted one. They wanted like $500-$600 for it. And he was getting them for real cheap. I said, how you getting these things for so cheap? He said, well, I go to this company called Petro, and this is where I order them from. But you can't order from Petro unless you have a tax identification ID number. So I went and applied for one. And they're free. So I went down and applied for it. Now they charge you for it, but they're free at the time when I was going. So I went down to the IRS. I went down and filled all the information out. I got the EIN number, I got the tax identification ID number, and I went on there, presented my number, and they gave me a catalog, and I ordered the CD player for like $150. That's where I got it for. So I wasn't making any money, so when I was just using it to buy stuff for cheaper. And it's not a scam at the end of the day. It's not cheating anybody in the day. I just was using it for my own personal use. Now, if I was selling the items and making money and I wasn't reporting my earnings, then that's what would get me into a lot of trouble. But I wasn't basically making any money and there was no money to report. I was just using the ID to get stuff for myself. So anyway, long story short, yeah, I made a mistake and I put down a 1 there because I didn't know what it meant. So they contacted me. They brought me in. I sat down before the the IRS with the people out there. I guess they were the mediators or wherever they were. And they were asking me questions about my business. I said, no, business basically I'm using it to go in and just get stuff for cheap for myself. I'm not making any money. He said, so there's no money because they couldn't figure out why when I would send back my earnings, there was nothing coming up. Everything was all zeros, but I had an employee. That's why they brought me in. So I explained to them I made a mistake. It's not supposed to be there. Matter of fact, I was there anyway to renew my new one, get another one, which was on the 5th floor at the time. And I said, I sat there and I said, yeah, I'm not making any money off this at all, period. I said, if I do get something out of this, it's just for trade. With no money is exchanging hands. A fellow came in and did some work on my pipes in one of my house, and I hooked him up with the car system. You know what I mean? It was just trade for trade. It was my way of getting it for cheaper, but I paid for it out of my own pocket and basically, got him something that he was trying to get. So it was bartering. So basically, as I'm having this conversation with this guy, he says, well, we're not in the business to do trades. Well, at the end of the day, I'm being front with you. I'm not scared of you today because I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't make any money off of this. I just basically did trades. That's it. Bartering. That's it. No money was exchanging. I bought this, gave it to the guy. He fixed my pipes. That's it. What can you get me for? And they couldn't get me for nothing, which was true. Can't touch me because there was no money exchanging hands. It was trading off. That's all it was. And I was using your tax ID license to get items that I want to get for myself. I need a refrigerator. There's no way in the world I'm going to freaking Best Buy and sit there and pay all this money when I can go to a site and pick it up, type my number in, and get it for cheaper. But if I was making money off of it, if money was exchanging hands and I wasn't reporting it, then you got me. So I know my rights. So the guy was like, I said, anything else? And he said, well, that's basically about it. And then I turned around and said, I need to renew my ID. Where do I need to go? He said, up on the 5th floor. And that's where I went. Got another one. Renewed it. So, no. You got to know your rights at the end of the day. You got to know your rights. When I first got my tax ID license, I didn't know anything about the form. It was new, never seen anything about it. The first one, this would be my second one when I renewed it. You have to keep renewing them. I have to go renew another one. But anyway, when I went down there, the first time I did it, no, the first time I did it, the woman did it for me. She was nice enough. She filled out the whole application for me. All I had to do was answer, which made it much easier. The second time, I did it myself, and I made the mistake by putting the one there under the employees. I put the one there under the employees because I felt that I was just the employee at the time. So that's why I put the one there, which it should have been a zero there instead. Yeah, and they caught me on that, which was an honest mistake. And I explained to them, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have anybody that works for me. This is what I'm using it for. So that was the end of it right there. So that's why when it comes to those forms, you want to be really careful how you fill those things out because, again, they will call you on it. Pennsylvania DBA requirements. Have to have a DBA. Now, DBA basically makes your company legit, means that you're not running your company under a fictional name. You guys don't have DBAs. I got one. I have a DBA. So it shows that your company is legit. This is how our company pulls up. We go to bank, anything with this, and it basically shows that we have a legit company. But they don't have that at all, period. DBA example. It's not really a hard form to fill out. But the thing about it is, in order for you to get the DBA, if you want to do the license, you're going to have an EIN to do it. They kind of like exist one over another. Difference between a DBA and an LLC. The biggest difference between a DBA and an LLC is a limited liability protection. You guys don't have an LLC. I do. I have paperwork on it under DBA. So I got the LLC and I got the DBA, and already I went and applied for an EIN, but they were like, "You already got one." I was like, "Shoot!" So I found out the one I have is still active. So I had to go to the IRS, go in and get the name change over to the new company for the EIN. It's also, excuse me, the LLC also too protects the company. And when you're filling this out, they will request tax information. I had to read all this stuff to understand what I was doing when I was filling out the forms. If you're a sole proprietorship, so they'll ask you things like you're a sole proprietorship, or you're an individual, or you're working with groups of people. This is where we are going to change because we have to go in and do some of this paperwork all over again because now our company has changed and we're going to be working with other individuals. This is called an employee identification number. It's an EIN. It's a tax number. You need this. You have to have one of these. An employee identification number as an EIN. That's a federal tax identification number. You have to have one of these. If you don't have one of these, then you're running a business. Something's not going right to row. You have to have one of these. But we already know from the door, other people are not paying their taxes. And that's something else we'll be looking into when we go to court. Okay. Employee's identification number. Business tax wholesale license. Let me see. Oh, I forgot microphones are not even on this one on this side. We need a business tax wholesale license. First, before I get to that, we are not responsible for any copyright, TMs, provisional patents and patent pending violations. Okay, that's fantastic. Why is this formatted on our view? Format for, is this for word wrap? There we go. That's better. I was wondering why thing is looping around like that. All right. Okay. Let me see. Where is the violation? Right here. Page right here. We have to. It's in here on this territorial. That's supplier. It's right there. That's the name of the company. Here we go. Right here. Violation. Let's bring this down here. Makes it better. And all right. Termination of contract policy.
According to Helmuth and Johnson PLLC, to terminate a contract means to end the contract prior to it being fully performed.
Let's see. Immediate termination of contract policy.
According to Helmuth and Johnson PLLC, there are two basic types of termination. One, termination for cause, otherwise known as termination for default, and two, termination for convenience. A party's right to terminate its contract may originate from the general principles of contract law, or it may arise out of the terms of the contract itself.
All right, that's good to know right there. This will be for immediate termination. So basically, under immediate termination, if you do receive one of these, what happens is that you have to remove anything and everything that has our company attached to it. Logos, all that stuff must be removed altogether. You must wipe it clean. We are not responsible for, let me see what we have here. Yeah, all that has to be removed because we can't affiliate anything. So say if you say something racist or something jacked up, at the end of the day, you're doing something that basically could slander or damage our company's name, that's an automatic termination of contract right there from the door. I love how when we write these things in, that we have people we know in the background that are just thinking of ways to toy with our business at the end of the day. But when you hear me speak about things that I know when it comes to contracts and policy, you understand at the end of the day, you're not dealing with an amateur at the end of the day. You're dealing with somebody that would take you to court and nail you to a wall. So again, like I said, play with one of these things and see what happens. And, try to, first of all, you won't be get a contract because again, you have to go do a detailed background check to see if everything's legit. And then once you do sign your name to that document, then if your intentions are to basically to do something that you shouldn't be doing, that's what the contract's for. It's to protect us at the end of the day, give you a binding contract to do business with us, so we have a long-term relationship of making money together. But if you decide that you're going to go outside the contract and do what you want to do, well, that thing is designed to take you to court and clean your clock. My intentions when I'm signing contract is not to figure a way how to steal and rob their company. My intentions are basically to work with them to develop a bigger and better company and a better future. But if that's your intentions, well, let me know. When you read through that contract, we've seen people read through our contracts and back out right from the door because their intentions weren't good. These are going to be policies you're going to find in all contracts of basically reason for termination and also fines and penalties for basically doing things you shouldn't be doing. NDAs, I've signed dozens of those. And NDAs basically is a non-disclosure agreement, which means bottom line, if you're doing something where you have like a party that's involved with some new technology you may have, and maybe they're working on a few things at their facility, they're willing to allow you to go in and see these things, and you can basically share information back and forth, whether you're working on a project or you're showing something off. You sign that NDA, and then the NDA has very serious penalties. extremely serious penalties. Some can be 15,000, some can be 20,000, some can be a couple $1,000,000, depending on what they're going to be signing it for. And in the NDA, you can't talk, you can't say anything, you can't talk to anybody. I mean, anybody about what you just saw or what you just witnessed or whatever. You're in a binding contract. That's what you're in. So until that product is developed, until that product is basically on the market and being sold, then you can speak of it. Then that breaks the contract. But while that product is being under development, while it's in those stages, you can't say jack at all, period. You go to a party and you get drunk and you say something out of your mouth that involves that contract, guess what? You're getting sued at the end of the day. And they can take you to court. Somebody witnessed it and saw somebody over there talking about an Apple phone, some new technology was coming out on the phone, and like, gee whiz, I just saw the CEO talking some blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you're in trouble. You're in a lot of trouble. They'll kick your butt in court because you signed that document. So it kind of helps out in a way, like if you don't have a patent on your product, or if you don't have any protection on your product, and a company wants to come down and they want to check it out and have a look at it, you request an NDA. Before you take anything down, you request an NDA. That means if they say anything or do anything, you can take them to court for suing it, for basically talking about your product. That's why we request them. As a matter of fact, I have to go. Now, NDA I can't do. I literally have to go to an attorney and have to do that one for me. So I need to go to an attorney and have write me up an NDA contract. Let me see. Distributor, immediate termination contract policy. Policy. Okay. Let's see. For termination, immediate termination of contract policy. Policy. Will be required. Will be required under these violations. 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 Let's see. Will be required under these the violation. These. Do not speak grammar. Under these. Thank goodness. I'll be glad to have the legal team because, man, I can have them do all this instead. Let's see, under these violations. Under these violations. Sexual content.
According to Wikipedia, in media discourse, sexual content is material depicting sexual behavior.
Let's see. Contract, sexual contact. Contract. Right there. Make sure you put sexual contents. And that's right there. The tacos in here laying down here. Probably in the chair, up in the chair. Sexual contents. Violent acts.
According to crime law enforcement stats, uniform crime reporting, FBI, in the FBI's Uniform Crime Reporting Program, violent crime is composed of 4 offenses: murder and non-negligent manslaughter, forcible rape, robbery, and aggravated assault. Violent crimes are defined in the UCR program as those offenses which involve force or threat of force.
Let's see. discrediting our company's good name. Discrediting our company's good name. We have to add this policy into the beta tester. I'm gonna start the beta tester today. I gotta go on the jump on, get that done, get that printed out. We're at 10. We need 10 employees right now for beta testers. Also, I'm going to be let's see, we got to do that first. First, we can go down that road. We're going to have to get with gamer. Let's see, the gamer screen paints. I think we're going to do the gamer screen paints different because I want to have that in the gaming community. I want to keep that separate from theater, even though it does do theater and all that. But we do want to have something with that separately. So I know a few. I know a couple of business contacts that will come on board with that with no problem. So I need them to build websites. We do want to make the game available for customers, all that stuff like that. So let's see, we have a Alpha One, which is a gamer. We also have the Sugar Plum Fairy, that's a gamer for the women. Those are the two we're going to use. We can have packages with that. Some will come with projectors. We can have sound bars and all that stuff, and motorized screen and all that cool stuff. LED lights, all that stuff. We can do something pretty cool. We're gonna have competitions where you can win a whole entire gaming rig setup, stuff like that. This is stuff I'm thinking about for the future, what I want to do with some of this technology we're doing. On top of that, we have tabletop technology. On top of that, we can basically utilize daylights out of that stuff. So that's gonna be fantastic, having showrooms. But let me see where I'm on this one right here. I'll look at something while I'm in here too. On this one. Oh, these things are nice. I'm getting one of these for my Sugar Plum Fairy. So now it's coming up, they didn't have none of this stuff for women. None of this stuff. Everything was all dominated by the male race. I'm glad they start making stuff for women now that have their own identity. It's about time. Can't stand people at the end of the day tomorrow. Oh, women are not gamers at the end of the day. So they're not gamers at the end of the day because they're women. Yeah, you've been under a rock for too long. Women are just as good as gamers as men are at the end of the day. Because they're women, they can't game. All right. I had when I was doing, we had the 360 and Gears of War. It was big. Everybody was on Gears of War and Xbox 360. And I'll never forget, we had this kid come in. She was around 13 years old. Never forget that everybody denied her on every server. They didn't want her in there because she was young. They usually don't like the kids on the servers and stuff with the adults because they find them freaking annoying. Even I find them annoying from time to time. But she was pretty cool. She had her head on straight. She didn't come in, she didn't carry on, she didn't act up. And she was a fantastic sniper. Good God, she was good. She got, I mean, her head count was insane. Yeah, we barely, when we did matches, we barely ever had to worry about ducking for cover. Because as long as she was perched where she needed to be perched at, we can walk around and do whatever freak we wanted. Because the minute you would pop your head up, off with your head. And she got a reputation for basically being a headhunter. She was known for, she killed a lot in clan matches and stuff. We had fun different clan matches because she was good in any, I don't know what it was. Some people are just good with certain weapons in any game they choose. As long as there's sniper rounds in there, they're good. But yeah, anything we played in Call of Duty, she was good. She was a fantastic sniper. And then after a while, people were basically putting in requests. They were sending her requests like, look, we give you this, we give you Xbox Live points for a whole year, whatever you want, so and so and so. Try to bribe her, but she wouldn't go. She stayed loyal to us. Man, she's a fantastic sniper. Never ever had to worry about basically ever getting killed in a match. So yeah, people stop judging books by their cover. Stop doing that nonsense. You miss out on a lot of cool gamers at the end of the day by doing the dumb stuff because you feel because they're women and they're not supposed to be gamers. Man, go bite me. I know plenty of women gamers that will kick the crap out of your behind on a daily basis. I'm getting me one of these cases. These cases are sick. Oh, I like that one right there. They don't even put CD-ROMs in cases anymore. Someone tell me like, "There's no optical drive." Who the freak is using an optical drive? These shouldn't even have. These are older PCs. These are just smaller PCs. We're PCs. Gaming PCs don't have optical drives in them anymore. Don't put an optical drive in a PC. For what? Everything's downloaded. Flash drive, plug it in, just download off the internet. You're done. And it's like, why would they even advertise a Blu-ray player and a freaking gaming system? Who the freak is still using Blu-ray players? I mean, if you're using them, that's you. But me, I don't use Blu-ray players. I haven't used the CD in years. Everything I do is I download everything. Let me see. I'm changing my color out. I like the pink, but I want a more deeper, darker pink. So that means I got to strip the entire case, take everything out of it, and I got to basically paint it the way I want it and then put it all back together, which is easy. I've done that too many times to count. Let me see. Let me be done here because I want to look at something called a torture rack. That's what I want. This looks like the torture rack right here. This is pretty nice. How much you want for this one? That's what I want on eBay. I like this one right here. Oh, make me a custom Sugar Plum Fairy PC case. I like how this case is designed, but I got to do my own custom paint job for this. I want it to match my label. I like these right here. These lights right here are perfect. They actually match. Yeah, that one's pretty high. I like that one. I wanted to put it in the 4090, but apparently 4090s will burn your house to the ground, so no, we're not going there. I'll have to go with 3090s instead. Gee whiz. I was hoping to get the big boy car, but I'll take the 3090 RTX. I'll take that instead. That one's nice right there. So I have to mod this case out the look to give it that theme. I'm going to have to make it whimsical and enchanted, which shouldn't be hard to do. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to black light it. The fans want to have, but I'm going to black light it so you can barely see inside the case. You can see the components, and then I can put like a kind of optic fiber, kind of like a twinkling system. We can make the lights twinkle, fade and fade off like lightning bugs to give the inside of the case like kind of an enchanted forest. And we're actually going to build an enchanted forest inside the case. Where those are saying, "Oh, but that's not possible. You can't do that." You don't know my skill level when it comes to PCs. You really just don't. You don't know. Do I have machines up here? I don't even have to go there. As a matter of fact, I got them on my site right here. Boom. I do custom build PCs. There's my fusion, my fusion. Matter of fact, I can watch this while I'm working on this. Where's my fusion? Where's my fusion? There we go, Fusion Gamer. Where is the most difficult PC I ever built and put together? Which was it this one? Yeah, it was this thing. That thing took 6 months to put together. The entire thing was custom paint job. All hand painted. Good gracious, that thing was a freaking piece of work right there. This is my baby. This is my baby. I had to do picture by picture by picture by picture by picture by picture to get it done. I'm gonna check this video. I haven't watched this video in a while. Shame to the consoles. Sorry, people, but it's true. At that time, it was console wars. PC versus console. So I had to do something that nobody else was doing. Now, have you never heard of these PCs? They're called steampunk PCs. That's what they're called. Bit of futuristic with the past. Once every thrift store I can get to collected parts and strip everything down. All those copper pipes are real. I actually built and designed my own liquid cooling system. Everything was hand painted, stripped down and repainted. EL wires, I had EL wires running through the casing, give it that old look, because when you're looking at steampunk, everything is like old. Running my own EL wires and then everything light up. Took apart a clock, repainted it, gave it kind of an old-timey look to it. Wait till you see what I do to the PS5. I'm gonna mod the crap out of that thing. This is way back. The i7s. See the i7s when they first came out. That thing was not cheap. I was so scared to death I was gonna mess that thing up. Did all the wiring, light system, EL cables, did all the lighting work. All that's doing soldering. That was a pain in the butt, run all that EL wire through it. Liquid cooling system, customized plates. All those switches, they want the EL wires. They operated all the LED lights through the entire case. All copper piping was real. Had it going with a little mini torch. Put all that together, boy, without melting my case in the process because of UFO cases. It's all acrylic. 2 sets of fan controllers control all my fans. This controlled temperature inside the case. I had the what's it called at the top? It was those were LCD displays. So that's all EL wire, all cables running through to make sure that whole thing lights up. 6 months of work. There it is, finished and done. Got finished working on the programming. That's my screen paint, my original Digital One crystal screen paints. It's one thing to build a PC, it's another thing to give it a personality. That's what I do. I actually build and give machines personalities. Any machine I build, it has a theme behind the back of it. The Nuke. This is the Nuke. This was actually vegetable oil cooled PC. I got to a point where I got tired of buying PC cases because it wasn't a challenge anymore. So I started building my own cases out of Tupperware containers. This right here is the Nuke. This is one I used to build before I was actually doing screen paints. Now these are actually catch-up dispensers right here. A lot of stuff I picked up at Family Dollar, thrift stores. I would buy radios and stereos and strip and take them apart. Just for the components, I build my own props. That silicone is perfect. I love that stuff. It's fantastic. We're making all kinds of sculptures, molding. My own custom hard drive coolers, custom rust paint job to make it like it's corroded. Mind these right here are catch-up dispensers. Turn them into nuclear cooling rods. Love the wiring part. I love wires. Loading the operating system in. My modded version of XP. Running the neon lights. I forgot about that website. www.truemodmaster.com. Where's Ice Boy? Oh, this is Ice Boy. Yeah, this is Ice Boy. Like I said, I was building them out of Tupperware.
You know my voice. I'm
That
a designer of digital
Ice
crystal
Boy.
screen paint, but we're not talking about the paint today. I'm showing you my modded PC. I was supposed to show this off about a couple of months ago, but I got kind of caught up.
I'm gonna do an Ice Boy for my PS5. I love doing those. Those are freaking sick.
Designed up like it's cased in ice.
I saw somebody with a torture rack that was showing off, and I wanted the same thing, but I didn't want to spend the money for the torture rack because I didn't like the way they had it set up. I wanted to build my own torture rack, and that's what I did right here.
There's kill switches right here to turn the neon lights
Kill
on.
switches in.
This right here is a fan controller that runs this fan right here. And if we get around to the back of this right here is another fan controller that controls the fan right here. Let's get a good look at exactly how much work went into doing this.
Oh, there's the Xbox 360 mod. Oh, there's the my whatchamacallit, my fan cooler and graphic card.
Sorry about that noise in the background. It's my fan running right now.
Fan controller, digital fan controller. So I built a pipe system. It's my own torture rack design. I have fans running underneath. This is the motherboard right here. So I built a pipe system to set on top of the Tupperware container. You can lift the whole entire, snap it up, lift it up, and you can get to all the components at the bottom. So down here, we have two fans running here, and we have the motherboard actually resting on top of a pipe system. Right there and there, that's the pipe system with the motherboard resting on top, and we had two fans at the bottom that actually cool the motherboard from here
to here to the top to the bottom. It's cooled in between. Oh, I'm doing me another one of these.
CPU. There's a fan running air, pushing air through here. It pushes air right here to the CPU.
Copper block.
Fan. And this air right here cools it out completely. And that allows the CPU to stay cool, extremely cool. This right here is a 4 gig video card. So the whole entire thing is actually made out of Tupperware. The storage containers that you buy, and that's actually what it's made out of. So let me turn it on so you can see exactly what it looks like. And this is my Digital One crystal screen right now. I'm working on right now. Some new paint and some shipping products.
You see the color of that screen? It's gray. That's Digital One crystal screen paint. This is right around the time I was doing PC modding before I actually got into this field, but I incorporated both together. I like to do both. This is when I go back into PC modding again. I was making y'all products before you ever existed. Isn't that interesting?
Some more of this paint probably today.
There's no mention of you in any of my video demonstrations in any of the timeline because you didn't exist. Look at that.
Here is a
touch screen.
Fan controller, so fans from here. A tray right here, heats and ice. Keep getting the disc and stuff. Right here, so they control the fans here.
Yeah, like I said, well, I don't do that whole nonsense. Well, actually, it's not bad when people build PCs and stuff. They don't add no personality to it. It's boring. Now I'm gonna mod out the PS5. Which I like how the PS5 water cooler PS5. I'm doing a contract. Don't pick off on me. Cooler PS5. There it is right there. Somebody did one. Hold on. That's a PS5. And it's not even hard to do because they did something on the motherboard that I thought was pretty hot. The PS5 motherboard, something I didn't see any other system do. That's the Xbox Series has one on it, but I've seen it on here. Let's see, PS5 motherboard. This is not a PS5 motherboard because there's something missing off of it. It's supposed to be. That's not it. That's not showing it. This one has it. This is a PS5 motherboard. No, sorry, PS4. Wait, PS4 has this on it? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. They have one on there too? Oh, shoot. I gotta go buy me a PS4 and freaking rip out and take it apart. I didn't even know that was on there like that. That's freaking hot. I didn't even know that opponent was on there. Okay. I'm gonna have some fun with that. All right, so what I'm looking for is, you see those 4 holes right there? What depends on it, do they go all the way through? That's what it depends on. Those 4 holes right there will allow you to run a water cooling through the PS4, and I know the PS5 has them automatically. You need those 4 holes in order to run a water cooling system through there. Because basically it's going to be a huge copper block. It's going to have 4 units on it. It's going to push right on top of your CPU. You're going to be able to bolt it from the other side. That's how you're going to run your water cooling through. You can't run water cooling unless you have those 4 holes right there. And the problem is most of our gaming systems don't have those 4 ports. Oh man, I got a thought here. I can take apart the PS. I can get a PS. I'm gonna get another PS4 and PS5. I'm taking apart and integrating them. I'm putting them in one case. We're gonna have both systems in one case. Oh heck yeah! Because I want my unit to be different. I don't want to be like everybody else. But I didn't know that. Hold on. I gotta study that board. I'm not taking this one apart. I take that. I'm gonna buy me another one. That's the case. I don't want that thing. Do not want that thing. Let's see. PS5 tear down. Yeah, that's the opposite side of the board of the PS5, the back side of it. Where is the, where's the port set on this thing? Yeah, there they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. They got them. They got the ports on them. Yep, you can run water coolers to them. That's what I was looking for. You can actually run water coolers to them. Let me see something for a minute. Matter of fact, you know what? It won't take forever with this. Give me this right here. I need this page right here. I need to look into this a little more. PS5 tear down. PS5 tear down. Here we go. Okay, let me see. Meow. Meow. Meow.
フロント側には USB Type-C ポートと
Yeah, that's pretty much easy. Because we're not going to need that case. I'm not using that case. I hate that case. I'm getting mine without the optical drive. I don't need it. It's no point for me to have an optical drive for what I download everything, so I don't need it. I'm gonna save this video too, because I'm gonna take this whole thing apart.
価格に合わせてベースを差し込んでください。両側の白いパネルはお客様自身で取り外しが可能です。後ろの角を持ち上げてスライドすると外せます。こちらも後ろの角を持ち上げてスライドします。ここに冷却用のファンが内蔵されています。
Ain't gonna need that. Take that
両
thing
側か
off.
ら大量の空気を吸い込みます。
That's gotta be for the hard
PS5 で
drive.
は 2箇所にダストキャッチャーを設けました。ダストキャッチャーに溜まったホコリは、この2箇所の穴から掃除機で吸い出すことが可能です。
Pull the screws out from there.
将来の拡張ストレージ用として、
That's the hard drive right there. That right there.
PCIe 4.0 に対応した M.2 インターフェースを搭載しています。ここからプレイステーション5を分解していきます。
And what about voiding the warranty? Don't really care, so you should really buy another one. These things are pretty easy to take apart. If you can work on PCs and mod those, this is nothing. This is a cakewalk. It's a console. Consoles are easy to mod and take apart. Take that out because we don't need that thing. I'm putting liquid cool water cooling in mine.
直径120ミリ、厚さ45ミリの両面吸気の大型ファンを搭載しています。
Pretty good fan too.
ケースを外します。
See, I don't get this. They build console systems trying to make them as close to PC as possible, but y'all cooling systems suck. What the freak? Like, seriously, you got all that compressed together, very little cooling, ventilation. That's why your systems burn out. And in that case, that giant bulky case on top of that, that's it? Gee whiz, man. Yeah, we'll fix that problem. Definitely. I gotta take it out of that case. That case is gonna kill my machine. Pop that out of there.
ウルトラ HD ブルーレイのドライブユニットです。
That's the optical drive.
ドライブユニットは板金ケース
Why
で
do we
完
even
全
need
に
that to
覆い、
begin with? Why are people
さらに
using
二重
optical
のインシ
drive?
ュレーターでマウントすることにより、ディスク回電時の駆動音と振動も低減させてい
You
ま
don't
す。
care about that right there.
次に Wi-Fi 6と Bluetooth 5.1のアンテナにつながるケーブルを外します。
And disconnect the cables here and there. I want to go through that because I don't have an
シール
optical
ド
drive
板を
on
外
it.
します。
We need the motherboard. We don't need that. The heat shields. This is where we got to get access to. Look at this. Fantastic job. Fantastic job. Look at the ports right there. That is fantastic. Nice. Nice.
CP
See right here? Perfect. Fantastic job, PS5. Thank you for putting those ports in there. That allows us to, for modders, that allows us to drop in liquid water cooling systems. Water cooling systems there. We can put right there. We can put the port, drop the entire system in here. I'm not going to remove, I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure that the thermal paste on it is pretty good. So I don't think I'm going to have to touch the thermal paste. So that's good. Oh yeah, I do have to touch the thermal paste. I do have to resolder it because I have to move the thermal paste on it because once I move that freaking the fan, yeah, I'm going to have to basically redo it. So I had to get something to clean the chip, use something to clean the chip to dissolve the exit and put something on. I'm going to use some Frostbite. Frostbite makes really good thermal paste. That's what I'm going to use. But I like how they did that. Look at that. That's it right there and there and there. That's it.
EU は8コア16スレッドで最大 3.5GHz で駆動
Put
し
an
ます。
AMD resin there.
GPU は最大 2.23GHz で駆動し、10.3テラフロップスを実現します。メモリーは GDDR6 を8個搭載し、バンド幅は最大で毎秒 448GB です。ストレージは HDD に代わり、825GB の SSD をオンボードで実装しています。カスタムの SSD コントローラーにより、読み込み速度が生データの転送速度で毎秒 5.5GB と高速化され、ゲームのロード時間を大幅に短縮しています。PS5 の SoC は小型の台を非常に高いクロックで動作させています。このため、シリコン台の熱密度が非常に高くなり、SoC とヒートシンクの間に挟むフィルと呼ばれる熱伝導材の
I love the fact that they put those in there like that. That is really hot. Thank you so much.
SoC とヒートシンク
Look at that. One there, one there, one there. This is perfect. You can drop a liquid cooling system right bam in there. They did a fantastic job with that. So that's the power supply right there.
この間に挟む器具と呼ばれる熱伝導材の大幅な性能アップが必要でした。PS5 では長期で安定した高い冷却性能を実現するため、この器具に液体金属を採用しました。我々は2年以上前からこの液体金属を採用するための準備をしていました。考えうるありとあらゆる試験を実施し、採用に至っています。
Thermal paste that we use. Because you're high end. We're high end.
これが PS5 のヒートシンクです。
The heat sink.
PS3 や PS4 と同じくヒートパイプを使っていますが、形状やエアフローの工夫により、ベーパーチャンバーと同等の性能を実現しました。
Well, we can attach it to power supply. We can attach the heatsink. The heatsink and motherboard can stay intact. That's not a problem. But I do need to run a liquid cooling system right on top of that CPU. But if I pull off the fan, what's going to happen is I'm going to have to redo the thermal paste. So I'm just going to basically get some dissolver, remove off the liquid metal, and basically get some thermal, what they call that stuff called frostbite or whatever. It's the name of a really high-end thermal paste. That's basically about it. That's easy to attach. That's the power supply right there. I can install that into the case. So basically, these black and white cables is what's connected to the motherboard, but actually basically triggers off, actually connects to the power supply. Oh, this is easy to rip up. That's the interface right there. Right there, that's the interface. So basically, if that's the interface, all the wires are running in through here. These are the interface components. I can pull all these out. That's not hard to do. Get rid of this right here, that whole shell piece here. Connect it from here. You can run the wires from here. All that can be ripped out and installed into a case. So what I have to do is I'll have to get a nice sheet of basically I got a cutter and my tool. I can basically cut and modify my own interface for that right there on this side of the case, because half my case is acrylic. So we got motherboard, we got power supply. That is the optical drive right there. This is the heat sink system. That is the fan for the CPU. This is the heat shield case. That is the interface right here that allows you to turn it on and off with all the different forms of outputs right here and in here. That's the base stand right here. That's heat sink, and these are parts that go basically to the CPU for the fan. Okay, so that's easy. That's nothing. I ripped that thing apart. It's nothing. It's when people look at that machine, they get terrified of it. If you build PCs, that's nothing. It's almost similar like a PC build. That's pretty much what you're looking at. Just I hate to say it. Sorry, I apologize for people who upset you on this, but it's a watered down PC. That's what it is. That's all it is. But other than that, basically, it'd be fun to play with. So I'm gonna take this bad boy apart. So basically, I'm doing mine with liquid cooling. I do like the fact that they did put in the 4 ports, because they usually don't put 4 ports in. When I had the 360 and I was modding those, they didn't have any 4 ports. This sucker has 4 ports in it, which means you can run any water cooling through that bad boy, because it'll take the copper blocks for the liquid cooling system with no problem. But that's pretty easy. So we keep this intact. This right here, I've seen somebody strip this whole thing down. We're going to keep this intact. This right here, the interface, we're taking all this off here. We're just going to take these off right here. We're going to rerun these inside the case. My case is part acrylic. I can modify my own interface on the side of my case. So that's easy. I'm going to run liquid cooling system through here. I'm going to probably put in a 3-fan radiator system, probably with about 320 millimeters. I want to keep them at, I can get 47 RPMs. If I can get 47 RPMs on my fans, and again, get fan controllers on them, I can speed up my fans' RPMs, which allow the system to cool down even faster. And since this thing is really not going to generate all that much heat, because it really doesn't generate a lot of heat, the reason why it has to have those giant heat sinks attached to it, because they stuck that thing in that tiny little case. You got all that power in that machine, and you've got it stuck in that little case right there. Yeah, it's... But I like how they changed them out a little bit in here and there besides the other systems, because they change them every once in a while because I know people are going to open these things up and mod them out. This thing's easy to mod out. This right here, I won't see this because mine doesn't have the optical drive, which I don't want. I don't need it. It's unnecessary, especially for what I'm going to be using it for. All right. Well, while I'm in there, I might just mod the firmware too. Because that's what I want to do. I'm going to mod the firmware. All right. That was pretty easy. And let me see.
How did I go from this
Coach, put a water cooler on them.
to this? How did I go from this?
The reason why you can drop a liquid water cooler on them, because they put in the 4 ports that allow you to drop the water cooler in. Usually they don't do that. They don't have that on there. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. There's 4 ports on there for water cooling? Yes, you can do that. I'm gonna water cool the crap out of this thing. That's the water cooling system. Look at that, how sweet that looks. I can't wait to do mine. Yeah, I'm taking that thing out of that dinky case. I'm gonna get a V21. I'm getting a V21 case. It's here. That's a nice job. Look at that. It's beautiful.
To this.
Look at that. That is sweet. See how much room he has in there? Yeah, you have never to worry about that thing overheating. Matter of fact, you don't even need the heat sinks. At the end of the day, he's got a 140 millimeter fan right here on top of it, right there. You don't need the heat sinks for that. They got the heat sink there because that thing's compressed in that little small area. That's why. It has plenty of airflow going back and forth in here. That is beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, you'll see mine. Mine's gonna be sick. I can't wait. I'm gonna get my case to match my P2. With same neon lights, same displays, everything. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do some modifications on my P2 too. Not the machine itself inside, basically the casing itself. I'm gonna do some modifications for it. Let me see. Let me see. I wanted to look at that was the town space. What are you complaining about, nut job? Yeah, I just need the digital version. The digital version. Yeah. V21. V21. That's not right there. V21. Piece of case. V21. There she is, baby. There it is. The V21. This is what I'm getting. It's perfect. It's compact. It's small. Pretty much they're for micro ATXs and some other components. But other than that, this thing is fantastic. I can put the PS5 motherboard in this bad boy, run liquid cooling system, have enough room in there to run a radiator system with 3 120 millimeter fans, all my components, all my parts. The side door here, where they have this piece of acrylic, that's where I'm basically going to put my when I strip out the power switches and basically peripheral outputs, which will have separately on the side of the door. And I'll probably have to solder and extend the cable so when I take the door off, they don't basically pull. Maybe if I get them close enough to it, I should be good with that. When I pull the door out, they should be connected to it. I don't know. I'm going to figure a way how I'm going to wire all that in. But it should be pretty easy to do. Yeah. Now that deserves the name Frankenstein when we get done with it. That thing is going to be sick. And I'm going to, the case I want to get for it. But I'm going to build me another one, which is a gaming PC. That's going to have a 3090 in it. That's going to have an i9 processor in it. And I'm going to put 15 terabytes of solid state drive in that monster. And it's going to be called Console Killer. So I'm going to have for my P2, I'm going to have one on one side, which is going to be my gaming PC. And the other one's going to be the modified PS5. Now I know the PS5 you can't install 8 terabytes of solid state drive, but you can make an external or external drive for it. An external drive, basically, I think it's 4. Then later on, I'm going to buy me another one, and I'm taking that over to the table, and I'm going to strip the entire board down. I'm going to see exactly what I can do, what I can modify, what I can add to the motherboard. But the first one was for play, for modification. The second one is for basically a complete teardown to see if basically if I can upgrade the motherboard. Look at that case. That case is gorgeous.
New ride? Yep, we're cruising in style with Verizon Home Internet. Got it
That
for just
case
25
is
bucks a month. No hidden
gorgeous.
fees, no surprise price.
Oh, that case. Look at that case. That case is gorgeous. It's perfect. I just don't like how they put the PS5 in that compressed case like that. That thing has what? It has the GPU I think is a 3080. It says a 3080. What's the GPU? I think it's a 3080. You know how much heat 3080s can pull off? Yeah. That's why our systems are getting hot and they're overheating. Yeah, because they keep taking these console systems and try to make them more and more like PCs, but they keep putting them in these little compressed cases. And clearly, it has the capability of liquid cooling. So that'd have been nice. I've seen somebody actually take their case and they actually cut the case. They installed in liquid cooling. They had the tubes coming out of the side of the case, and they had the radiator system sitting on a stand, so it actually supports itself. It's just standing up to it by itself independently outside the case. But they definitely had the capability for water cooling capabilities. Why didn't add it in there? I don't even know. But it would have been a good idea because of the water cooler in there. It doesn't make a difference how small the case is. That thing would have stayed nice and cool the entire time. I used to do that with vegetable cool PCs. People make that big mistake when they do vegetable oil cool or fish tank PCs, or what you want to call them. The bottom line is they take everything off the computer. They take the fans and everything off, but you have to anyway, because what's going to happen is the fans are going to become sluggish. They're not going to move. They'll move when you first get them. They move for the first couple of days, but after a while, they just stop. The lights just come on. That's basically about it. But the thing about it is I've seen people drop the entire PC in there, nothing to protect the CPU, and they think because the CPU is sitting in vegetable oil, that's going to keep it cool. No, you're going to cook your freaking PC. That's what's going to happen. You have to run a liquid cooling system separately on the CPU to keep it nice and ice while it's sitting in the vegetable oil. No, this thing's going to boil. All right, let me see right here. All right, so these are fantastic. If I want to put in up top, if I want to put in a radiator system, fantastic for here and here. I can put radiator systems in here. Oh, these are solid state drive slots right here. Or basically, what are 3.5s? This is 2.5s in there. Look at this. There's another set of drives right here you can put right there. Motherboard you can put right here. Well, that's plenty of room. Literally, I can drop the motherboard here. If I want to just, I can put the motherboard here. I can put my liquid cooling system here, my radiator system here. I can put the power supply right here, and I can run the interface right up through here, and I can connect it to the side, cut the glass, and slide the interface through to basically power the system on. That's plenty of room in there to play. All right, that definitely works. I'll have to mod it. I can't, basically, I'll have to build me, I'm going to have to go down and pick up some sheets of plexiglass, because I'm going to have to cut and mold my own support systems for the components, because they're not designed for that case. So I'm going to have to build me my own form of slide in and slide out trays, and basically modify that so I can basically secure the power supply to the trays, and I can slide them in at will. That's what I'm gonna have to do, because there's nothing in there designed to basically fit a PS5 power supply. I'll have to build that for that. So that's not a problem. That's what I'll do. But I don't want the interfaces connected to the door, because I have to pull the door on with the interface. So I'm basically gonna have to build me another interface panel out of plexiglass, install all the interfaces into it, and then have that. Well, I don't do magnetics. I can do magnetics, so I can have it connect. Magnetic strips, I won't do it that way, but I do want to have it where I can connect that to the glass, and when I get rid, I can just remove it, the screws or whatever, or disconnect and do it that way. But I'll figure a way out how to do it. Well, that's what I usually do, figure out how to mod and take this stuff apart. So that's what I'm going to do, figure different ways to do it. This is going to be freaking cool. All right, well, that's what we're going with. Since the system is cheaper now. We'll pick it up one. Ooh, massage. Ugh. All right, this one's going right there. I'm gonna finish watching do this whole tear down real quick while I'm working on this thing. This contract over here. Violation. See, immediate termination of contract policy will be required under these. Will be required under these violations. Violations discriminating our company's good name and requirements and violations. Discrimination violations under these violations. Which, let's see, which discriminate our company's good name. All right, so basically here, period there. Ooh, look at the fan in the front. So my theme for this one, I'm gonna icebox it. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn it into a cube. An actual, like a cube of ice. That's what I'm gonna turn it into. And it's pretty easy to do. I got plenty of room to run enough EL wire through this bad boy, which is gonna be pretty cool. So I'm gonna design my own freaking icicles, like giant stalactite icicles, which is pretty easy to do. That's why I need to get my work table and everything set up for work. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, yeah, you little crazy man, you. Want your massager on? Here, here. Meow. Here. Massage is on. The massager. You won't bite me. You don't bite me like a man. Come over here. Come over here. There you go. Let me take the logo off. Alright, it's cool. Animal abuse. Over here I'm putting in why your contract can be violated through things that you may be able to violate in your contract, which we do not tolerate. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. That's why because you don't need those. Yes, you do need those stuff in a contract. It means anybody who's showing any kind of content on our materials, if that's our screen there, we're seeing sexual material on there, we're seeing sexual content, violent acts, animal abuse, anything on any demonstration you're doing to our company, we automatically terminate your contract right there in front of the door. And other harmful materials that may and other harmful materials that may slander our company's name. And other harmful materials that may slander our company's name. Let me see. Company's name. And any other harmful material that may compromise name. And the cats are always on. And reputation. There's a lot going on in that little piece. Another way it allows you to be able to change anything you want at will. I like that, how do you make them that way? Because before, if you had older cases back in the day, boy, you were just stuck with that format. You were stuck with that format. But it allows you to change where you want to put the motherboard at. Anything you want, you can change around. I like that. That's pretty cool. Reputation. Reputation.
Here's the definition of reputation: the beliefs or opinions that are generally held about someone or something.
Oh, what are you doing? You're wrong section, buddy. And it's a reputation. Oops, sorry. Wrong button over here, my wrong keyboard. Let's see. Let's see. Reputation will be fined. No, wrong area, Bert, wrong area. We'll be fined at $100,000 per offense. Per offense. $100,000 per offense. Be fine. Paying a fine. No, not paying a
Here
fine.
are some pictures that match.
Paying a fine. Oh, never mind. Got it. Wait a minute. Nope, wrong one. There you are. Paying a fine. Fine. Fine at $100,000 per offense. Penalties for paying fines per offense. Offense. Oh, got that wrong. My fault. Fines. There should be that one right there. I was pronouncing that incorrectly. Fines per offense. And it should be fines with fines. It should be fines per offense. Per offense. Gee whiz. Current events, really? Penalties and fines per offense. Oh my goodness, I hate this machine so much. All right. Per order. How much money per order? All right. So let's see what it looks like. How much money at per offense? PER per offense. Oh, where did you just go to? I literally just I forgot. Wrong machine. Wrong keyboard. What the heck is that noise? Freaking out of the toilet. Ew! You nasty. You're nasty. What are you doing? Who's the weird sound? You nasty. Nasty boy. funny. I bumped into one of my tenants, and they were like, "We never see you." Of course, you never see me. I work all the time. I hang out with only people I like, which I did say that because I don't. It's the truth. Honestly, I don't like people. I mean, honestly, I don't like people, but I'm like, I like my little circle at the end of the day. I don't bring anything new to my circle. Once in a while, blue moon, I'll have somebody new pop in, but um, I'm used to being in my little circle. It's my comfort zone. I'm not used to anything else new. I don't take a lot of change. Oh, I forgot I'm going through change right now. Well, you know what I'm talking about, that kind of change. Socializing with people, sometimes not my strong points. But in this area right here, if I got a purpose in business, if I'm going to be doing business, I'm doing business. That's how I am. But if I'm mostly where I'm living at, I don't really basically socialize too much. Pretty much within my own circle. Most of the time, I don't like to be bothered. I'm always working on something, building something. I don't want somebody, coming over and knocking on me like, "Hey, what you doing? So and so and so and so and so." I like to be within my own world, building my own things. Like, see how this guy's working there, having a ball? This is me. So at the end of the day, I don't want anybody coming to see me. I'm happy in my own little world, not being bothered, not being messed with, working on my projects. It's me, God, and my cat. That's it. So I don't want anybody bother me. "Hey, neighbor, you want?" And usually in these units right here, now I'm at my house, nobody bothers me. But in these units already, I know it's going to have problems. The minute I walked in the door, I was like, "Hey, how you doing? You moving downstairs on the bottom? You on the second floor? That's fantastic. I'll be your neighbor on the interviews. Maybe we can hang out. We can do something together." Oh no, the freak, we won't. This is never going to happen. Not ever going to happen. Matter of fact, I would strongly advise you to never ever knock on my door. Never. See me in the hallway. It's a high and by situation, and that is freaking it. I don't do that then today. You disturb me when I'm in here working. I am not a nice person at the end of the day. Just frick away from me. When we're working, I don't want to be bothered. Just like right now, I'm working. I don't want to be bothered. "Hey, you gonna go out and get a pizza? We're gonna do something together?" No, I do not want to go out and get a pizza. I just want to sit here and work on my stuff. That's it. And after 4 days, which I spend 4 days in here locked in to myself, I leave. I go see family. Go hang out there, which today I left out today. I went to go see family. Me and Taco packed them up, put them in his carrier, called the lift, jumped into it, popped over to family's house, chilled out with them. Taco got a chance to play with Big Smoke upstairs. They were playing around upstairs. Went to a restaurant, went and got something to eat, chilled out and had fun. That's what I did. Next week, I'm going to some kind of sport. I think it's a hockey game, so I'm going to a hockey game next week. So yeah, then after that, leave and go. Come back here, bury myself in for another 4 more days, and come back out again. Now, summertime's different. Summertime, I'm never going to be in front of this machine. I'm planning to go to all different places, man. Amusement parks, go here, go there. Family's doing a lot this year, so I'm planning to be with them. Actually, they're talking about going on a cruise. I don't know about that yet, but we'll see how that one works out. My small community of friends, and that's what I chill with. Every once in a while we get somebody new in the fold, but not here. Because my only purpose here, when I land on a place, my only purpose there is to get what I have to get done and leave. That's it. There's no point in me making friends or anything because I don't plan to be there long. Here, my purpose here is to settle in. That's the only reason why I'm in this section, is to settle in. Once I settle in, I see what I want, then I move on. I saw what I want. I saw a couple of houses down here. I didn't know they had houses like that down here. And I didn't know the prices are extremely reasonable. I could buy one of these bad boys for no problem. But now we got the contracts. This pushes our company where it gives me a little bit more flexible capital where I can move about. And what the heck is he doing here? Wait, you can stack these things? Oh, heck yes. Is he stacking this machine? Oh my God, you can stack them. Oh, you know what this means right here. I'm going to have a PS5 and my PC all stacked into one unit. Oh, yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Wait a minute.
Don't like that. They are described in the little manual, which is perfectly competent. But you would clearly have 2 of these little bags, so that would be 4 nut bolts and plastic clips. And the idea is that the plastic clip goes around the flange from either of the 2 cases, and then you nut and bolt through the corners. So then you have this tower of case. Now then, why on earth would you want that? Clearly you're going to have 2 of these front panels on the front. Clearly you don't need 2 I/O panels, 2 power buttons, 2 reset buttons. That would be insane. Unfortunately, they haven't thought it through quite as far as to allow you to remove the second I/O panel without leaving a gap in the front panel, but that's a mere detail. You have 2 chassis stacked up. Why did you do?
Well, I like that idea right there. That's pretty cool. That's a cool idea. It would be nice if they did have a clip that had 1 case that came across to cover that. But then again, if you're modding it out, who really cares about that to begin with? So who cares about that? But that's interesting. But no, that's I'm going to integrate my PC into the PS5. That's the only reason why I would do that. Now I can see about the second one I do, because I'm actually going to get 2 of the PS5s. One I'm basically going to be modding out for water cooling, but the second one I'm going to basically strip the entire thing down. I'm stripping the board out to see exactly how much I can change or integrate into the board. Oh, it'd be nice if I could integrate that into basically a motherboard. That'd be kind of sick. We'll see about that. Anyway, so that one I can see about doing. I could do it with this one. I want my cubes, I want my blocks of ice. That's pretty cool that they did it that way. Gee whiz, I want to build a server. My goodness, man, I could have a ball with that. Oh my goodness, I thought about that. Imagine just make this one big giant hard drive. Just put a ton of hard drives in here. And make this a PC right here. That'd be sick. I would have to build, of course I would have to basically put my own, I have to build my own, my rack system in there to accommodate that many hard drives. That's interesting. I like that. That's interesting. Let me see. Okay, and let's see for other. What should be other? From here, it should be other. Take this out. Wrong keyboard. Should be other harmful materials that may slander our company's name and reputation will be fined at others. Let's see. This, it should be this and others. This and other. It should be it should be this. This and other. Other harmful materials that may slander our company's name and reputation will be fined at $100,000 per offense. That's beautiful. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so that's in there right there. Copyright, a violation policy. Copyright. Should be copyrights and slandered. Copyright and slander. Slander.
Here's the definition of slander: the action or crime of making a false spoken statement damaging to a person's reputation.
Slander. Let me see. This same little section in policy also too will be actually taken over from here and put into the beta tester application or the term right there. Slander. Now, for those of you who may be thinking about, hey, I'll get one of these, I'll fill out with false information, it ain't gonna help you. Your information is gonna be checked. Everything's gonna be checked. All your information must be legit and by the book. Any false information is automatic termination of the contract. Oh, man. I'm tired. That's neat. I like that. Mm. I'm gonna change out this. We're not a distributor. We're gonna be marked as a manufacturer now. Mm-hmm. What are you so grumpy about? I was grumpy. I get grumpy all the time. Extra grumpy. And what? And now the grace period we gave is 2 months. Doesn't mean that 2 months may last. The reason why is because it depends on how fast the contracts activate. One of the companies we're dealing with right now is activating as fast as they possibly can because they have people already lined up that they have getting ready to basically market the product. So it depends. It could be, we could have 1 month left, we could have 2. It depends on how fast it takes for them to activate their contracts. That's why I'm finishing this one up right now. Where the heck is weirdo? Tucker, you're definitely weirdo. All right, let's see. Okay. Whew, man, with all this. That's a freaking lot of work. Gotta go through that whole freaking contract. Right here. Let me see. 1 quart.
According to Wikipedia, the quart is an English unit of volume equal to a quarter gallon.
Depending on the order of the distributor. Depending on, let's see, distributor should place all orders in 1 gallons or 4 quarts, depending on the order of the distributor. A minimum right there, yes, a minimum. Sometimes our suppliers show. But we can change this over to. Then it should have it at 3. No, you have it wrong. It is at 3. No, desired location. Desired locations. No. Not gonna have it. To the distributor only. Boy, this guy really tried to get over on me. So basically, this is our original contract. The other contract is on WordPress, which for some reason they want me to basically pay money to get my own contract, which belongs to me, which I'm not paying it. So this is one of the contracts that we canceled. I pretty much know the contract by heart. That's why I'm reading through it. Everything in there is basically intact, but we can see what the person who previously had the contract who got it terminated, how he changed things in there. He had policies in here that basically stated that we were responsible for shipping to the distributor, not where the distributor desires, which means that, say if a distributor has a contract he's doing in another country, that means we're responsible for shipping the item for free over to that country. Yeah, right. They're responsible for where they ship it to. So when they get the contract from us, we ship it directly to them, and wherever they direct it to, they pay for the shipping costs from there. This guy had us try to set it up where we pay for shipping costs for anywhere they direct it to. Oh, I have his number. I need to contact him. Like, what the freak were you thinking with my contract? We already terminated him already, so I can't contact him. But yeah, I still would like to discuss this nonsense. I'm still reading through some of this. Let's see. Only. No. It will be see, this is where you got to be to protect yourself. Right here. Right here, it says, let's see. Only the supplier agrees to fill out and ship all orders within 5 to 7 business days. Now, this is where you got to watch yourself in here. This is why I'm glad we were looking through this whole thing. Just got everything in here. So basically, under that policy, it depends. It depends on how big the order is. If you can't process an order in 5 to 7 days, it could be a massive order, and they still under that contract, you have to put it down there. You have to put down in 7 days, which you should give yourself a grace period of 7 days, and also too, depending on the size of the order. Oh man, I'll tell you, we got these in our shipping policies. Let's see, supplier agrees to fill shipping orders in 5 days. Now imagine in this policy, he had it set up where we would basically ship this anywhere he wanted to. We would pay for it, and then he also had it set up in here that we had to ship it out in 5 to 7 business days. 5 to 7. These are big orders. This isn't an order where we're getting like 1 or 2 or 10 or 11. This is an order of 50, 60, or 70,000 gallons of paint. So there's no way in the world, we get the machines to process it, but they have to give us either enough time or basically it's an order to be done right away. We have all this on our policy for shipping. Let me just redirect this over here. Let's see. Supplier fills the ground on all orders within 5 days. No, that will be 7 days. And 7 days and 7 days or more. Or more. Depending on the size of the order. Depending on the size of the order. Let me see. Depending on the size of the order. Business. Days. Or more, depending on the size of the order. Period. All large orders must be given notice and 5 days in advance. Must be given notice of 5 days in advance. Given notice of 5 days in advance. Notice of 5 days in advance. Are not responsible for acts of God that may disrupt orders in transit. This is another policy you need to have on your contract. Matter of fact, this is a policy you need to have in your shipping policy, that you're not responsible for acts of God. Which means basically if you're shipping something to cost and boom, a snow just happens to pop along and gridlock everything, you have no control over that. You are not responsible for that at the end of the day. If you don't have this in there, you are now responsible for this. But you need to have this on your policy. Let me see. I love writing contracts out. It's a bit tedious sometimes, but I love doing it. We are not responsible for acts of God that may disrupt your order in transit. Anything else we gotta write in this thing? Oh, man. All right. The supplier agrees to fill out all shipping orders within 7 days or more, depending on the size of the order. All large orders can be all orders must be giving notice of 5 days in advance. We are not responsible for acts of God that may disrupt your orders in transit. Transit or delayed or back order products used to make your product due to COVID-19. I put that in there, due to COVID-19. May delay or back order product delayed. Go a little bit in this one. Those numbers right there real quick. Oh, don't do that. We don't need all that. We didn't ask for all that. It says to go forward. That's all I should do. Go forward. Let me just get this real quick. Okay, delayed or back order products used to make your products. Products. Let me see, products. Or delays or back order products used to make your products. Used to make your back order products used to make your orders. Make your orders. Disrupted by COVID-19. Now, for some people saying, well, COVID-19 is fine down here. It may be, yeah. But you never know. Something outbreaks in another country, basically where we may be getting our supplies from. This could disrupt the chain of command. So that policy has to be put in there. Do you see all this stuff that I put in here? Basically to design a contract. This is why I sit there and say at the end of the day, there is no excuse for someone to have very little information on their website. There's no excuse for it. The reason why they don't have anything on the website, because again, they don't know anything. That's why. At the end of the day, if I asked that individual to write a contract, he couldn't write a contract because he doesn't know anything. Gotta put more on your website than it's paint. It works well, good with 4K, good with 1080p. It is awesome. No, we gotta put more in there. You're gonna write a contract that this is contract, good contract. It is good. It is fantastic. It is awesome. Man, you'll lose your shirt in court and take your freaking company from you. Let me see. Okay, delay or back order products used to make your orders that will be delayed. Will be products. Well, let me get this right. We are not responsible for acts of God that may be disrupted in transit or delayed or back order products used to make your orders that can or will be disrupted disrupted by COVID-19. Oh, that's pretty good right there. I'll take that right there. That's pretty right there. Okay, good. Let me see. Okay. If these actions do occur, that the distributor must be informed of the situation right away. Is there a better way I can put that right there? If actions do occur, so not to occur, do occur. If these actions do occur, then right. Nope. distributor must be informed, must be informed of the situation at hand. Situation at hand is a better way to put it away. Situation at hand. All right. So basically, it's our responsibility on our behalf if something happens where an order is delayed that we must basically contact them right away to let them know the situation at hand that's going on. That protects them. There's a lot of things that protect them, protect us. So all that must be put in there. This is going to end up being like knowing me at the end of the day, I write these things. This is going to be like a freaking 10-page contract. Now we're doing for 1 year. Oh, I forgot this is a territorial contract too. I got to put that in there too. Forgot about that one. Yeah, these are territorial contracts, which means a person basically has government over an entire state due to his contract. If he chooses to bring in other parties to help him out, basically break up that particular area, he can do so. But he will be the main person that will have control over that section. So these are called exclusive territorial contracts. All right, let's put this one in here real quick. This is why when I tell you that I got tons of paperwork to do, I'm not joking, I got tons of paperwork to do. If these actions do occur, the actions do occur, the distributor must be informed on the situation at hand. Situation at hand. So it's not a DD on it. Okay, so that's the correct way of putting it. We put it the wrong way. All right, so that has to come off. That hand. All right, let me see. Exclusive. Okay, exclusive. All right, exclusive. All right, here. Okay, distribution agreement, exclusive. It should be exclusive. Let's see. Exclusive. Territorial. Let me put this on there.
Here's the definition of exclusive. Excluding or not admitting other things.
Is it exclusive? It's not exclusive. No, not exclusive. I got it wrong. What's another word for a solo contract? Territorial.
It should be exclusive. What are you talking about? Exclusive. Let's see. Exclusive territorial contract.
According to practical law, Thomson Reuters, under a distribution agreement, a certain defined territory in which the distributor is given the exclusive right to resell a product. The supplier agrees not to appoint other distributors or sell the products directly to other customers in that territory.
Yeah, I knew it. That's what it was. Oh, wait a minute. That is not exactly what it was supposed to be. That is definitely what it's supposed to be. Like, what the heck is he talking about? What am I talking about? This is the stuff you gotta know. All right. Contract. All right. We'll put this and we'll put the meaning of it, knowing exactly what that is and what it stands for. So this basically gives a supplier the agreement not to distribute directly, which means we can't put anybody else in that territory. They're the only ones that can be in there. And that's why I like these contracts. Now, why we do it this way? Because it's a headache. Why do you need to have 60 branches in one section? It's like craziness. Put one person in there, let them branch out in that particular area right there. It's much more easier. This is one of the mistakes I see a lot with big chains. I watch a lot of chains, like what happened to them. 1 minute they're there, next minute they're gone. They had these massive chains, like 20, 30 stores in one state, 20, 30 stores in one state right there. You have freaking the internet. You can set up web pages and stuff like that. You can basically knock out an entire state with just a website, with one website. But all these freaking brick and mortar stores, like set up all over the place, that's a freaking nightmare at the end of the day. You got to upkeep all that stuff at the end of the day. That's what happens to a lot of companies. They basically spread themselves too thin. They basically deplete their capital. They spend tons of money rebranding their products, and at the end of the day, they ended up liquidation and selling off all their stores. And next, boop, they're bankrupt and they don't even exist anymore. Toys R Us, got other stores, Radio Shack, you know what I mean, Circuit City, Silos, and stores from back in the day. They just disappear. They start off with like millions of stores, but they just overdo it. You don't have to overdo it. All right, let me see. Exclusive. Okay. All right, I need wrong section verb. Let's see over here. Batman heat wave, tropical heat wave. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I'm gonna put this right here. Exclusive territorial contract right here. And then put down the meaning of this. Let's see, a contract. Okay. Oh, wrong keyboard. Let's see. What did I just erase from that here? Keyboard. It's product. In the state. 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 Let's see. In the state or country of which he or she resides. Okay, let me see. In the state or country of which he or she resides, under a distributorship agreement, defined territory in which the distributor is giving the exclusive rights to resell a product in the state or country of which he or she resides. You know what that is, right? That's Jamie right there. That's sad, ain't it? I told you, that's how he contacts us 24/7. So we're in here working on contracts, and we're in here showing some demonstrations on PS4 ripdowns and stuff like that. And that's him right there spamming us early in the morning. That's how I told you he's obsessed with us. I'll show you the messages later on. As a matter of fact, hold on for a minute. Let me go pop over here real quick. So you can see it for yourself. That's all Jamie right there. Told you, he's obsessed with us. Every morning, Jamie goes in and basically sends us messages over and over and over again. Every morning, he's obsessed with us. Told you. So, now we're up to 8. Now 9. Told you, he's obsessed with us. He's got mental problems. He's mad. He's very mad. He's upset because the company's got contracts now. We are basically switching over to a new change now for the company. He's very upset. And he got outed. The last couple of days, he got outed pretty bad. But again, as I said before, he can only blame himself. No one told you to snatch Google images. I don't know why anybody would do that to begin with. If your product's working, why would you need images from Google? So he's a very sad individual. He has problems. You know, you got busted, you got busted. What he should have did, and what we told what you should have did was you got to rebrand your name because that name is tainted. Besides, the name is not yours to begin with anyway. You need to make new products and you need to test all your products on the house paints so that way the customers know that they're not being scammed. And you should have issued an apology and a massive return to your customers for them getting cheated. But he didn't do that. Jamie basically instead chose to come after, slam at us and get upset and get angry. That's what he chose to do. And this is an individual who is now going to court and will be sued for copyright infringements, will pay us a lot of money in the process, will be covered in fines, and on top of that, possibly he may be receiving jail time because of his actions. So this is how he acts. And I tell you that he contacts us every day. This is Jamie. So when he's in the room writing triggered, when he's in the room talking about, oh, you're obsessed. No, this is literally, you just watched it. You just witnessed it right here as we're doing the stream on updating the contract and, you know, showing off some of the stuff we're working on and talking about PCs and stuff. He's in here spamming us. Look at this. That's all Jamie. So it's early in the morning. Instead of this guy call himself working at his business selling paint products, he's in here spamming us with 15 messages back to back to back. That's Jamie. All right, let's get back to work here. Okay, so we have let me see, territorial rights and products. There's space in there somewhere. Let me see. Exclusive rights in which okay. Let me see. Under the distributorship agreement, define territories in which distributor is giving the exclusive rights to resell a product in the state or country of which he or she resides. The supplier agrees not to appoint other distributors or sell the product directly in other countries and other customers to other customers in their territory. I want to make sure we get this correct because we have to get this correct, like I said, in these contracts, so that way we don't make any mistakes. And that's sad. That's real sad. All right, let me see. We just let him go on. Let him rant. You know what I mean? He gets it out of his system. And then we just go on and just basically delete it. All this email we get, either we delete it or basically gets sent over to the CCB, which is the copyright board. And they take all that information from there. But all these emails get traced. Let me see. Manufacturers should always keep the distributor up to date with any new, we know that from any new technology. It's already in there. Information copyright, original territory C, manufacturer should provide training, okay, okay, we got that already. What's this right here? Distributorship. You have so distributors, let's see. No, not there. You won't be selling it on eBay, you won't be. eBay is not going to be one of them. Let's see. Take that off. Let's see. Let's take Amazon. So on Amazon. Or Merchant. That is approved. Let's see. That is approved. That is approved what? It's approved by the manufacturer, distributor, manufacturer. That is approved by the manufacturer. Approved by the manufacturer. Now I know this individual wants me to go in and address him. I'm sorry, I cannot do this. I cannot play with you. I have work to do. I have a contract I have to go through. I have another contract I have to turn around and make for NDA, another contract for the beta testers. I have to go through the contract negotiations today with 2 other companies that are interested in the technology. I have warehouse areas to look at. I have freaking machinery I'm going to need, as in forklift operators, which good thing about that, I know a few people that are forklift operators can help me train some people in the day. I got to track down a graphic designer. I got to figure out how barcode system is going to work at the end of the day. All this stuff I got to learn within 2 months to get this set up so I can get everything done. So I don't have time to play with you. I can see right now you definitely are not running the business as you claim you are if you're in here spamming people at about 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning while I'm in here writing a contract. So that tells you at the end of the day, this is a person that is just filled with nothing but hate all day long. That's all too. Well, we don't got time to entertain. I got things to do, and I got to keep my concentration on my work. Let me see. We put in, that's the contract right there. What did we put in for the, yeah, this is right here. Okay. Which is, that is approved by the manufacturer. All right. So, and that part of the contract, basically, this involves basically online sales, where we want the product sold at. So we don't run it on eBay. We don't run eBay. Amazon, yes, I'll take Amazon. I like Amazon. But eBay, no. Not eBay. eBay's too much of a headache. I used to sell on eBay. I said I would never have my products ever on eBay, and I plan never to. Let me see. But this has to be something that we approve at the end of the day right here. So I'm going to put this right here. Let me see. All right. So let's see. Distributor can resell products on Amazon or through any other commercial e-commerce merchant that is approved by the manufacturer. That's much better right there. Put that in there. Okay. Manufacturer agrees distributor should be the solo. Distributor should be the solo exclusive in a defined territory. Okay. This agreement, yes, already put in there. At 1 year period, renewal mutual agreement with the parties. Okay. Manufacturer has exclusive. What's that? Nobody has. Manufacturer has. Wait. Manufacturer has. Extendable. Specific time. All right, that's not bad right there. Distributor. Let's see, manufacturing distributor for this is significant. For this is significant. Duties. Right. Okay. Issue. Okay. All right. That's not bad at all. I can agree with that right there. That'll work right there. You want to see how sad this guy is? Look at this. 24 messages. That's pretty sad. Yep. So while I'm up in the morning, doing our announcements for a change, going through an extremely detailed contract for the company, our company contracts. This guy is in there just spamming us. I told you at the end of the day, when he sits here and says at the end of the day that we're supposed to be fakes and phonies and all that stuff, yeah, for fake and phonies, I do a heck of a lot of work at the end of the day that basically makes our company legit. Consider to a person whose company is nothing more than a just stack of cards. That's all it is. I literally have more in this contract right here. Oh, man, I still got to finish writing this thing out. I have more in this contract right here than Jamie has on this entire page. I mean, he wouldn't understand anything that was in this contract at all, period. So this guy got mad. This must be his angry moments in the morning. He gets mad and he sends us 24. You got time to do 24 individual messages to us, upset and angry? Okay, that shows you at the end who's a professional, who's not. All right, let me see. All right, so everything here is good. Cost, let's see. Right, yeah, we pay for that. Distributor. No, we're not doing that right there. Let me see. No, that policy is going to be removed completely. Let's see, distributor represents a manufacturer. Distributor possesses resources. Nope. Let's see, distributor. It is, let me see, distributor. It is in the distributor's interest that they must, basically, it's in the distributors, it is in the distributor's interest. Let me see. Distributors. In the distributors. Where that market at? Distributors. It is in the distributors' interest. Let me see. Wrong keyboard. Distributors' interest. It's in the distributors' interest. Distributors, distributors. It is okay. Distributor. It should be pinpointed as by itself. Distributor. It is in the distributor. It is in the distributor's interest. Oh, on keyboard. I'm keeping this mixed up. For he or she to educate themselves on the products. So basically, what he had in here, which we had to change, He had in here that basically he was putting out that, okay, I'm getting into this, but I don't know much about it, so it's not my fault. No, anytime you get into a business, you learn something. The best thing to do is research the product, sample the product, do all that before you actually sign the contract. Educate yourself on the product before you get into the field, and that's the way to do it. You know what I mean? It's not my job to educate. I can educate you on basically at the end of the day, what's it's for, what's that for on the product itself. But if you're talking about basically learning how to sell it and this, that, and the other, that's something you have to learn on your own. You can educate yourself on this. If it's a screen paint for basically for sports bar, guess what? It's not that hard to go walk in there and just say, hey, look, this is a product, market for sports, show a lot of sport games off of it, market, have somebody do one in a bar, do this for advertisement screen. Very easy to do. But they want us to do all the work in the advertisement and they do nothing. So we're not going to have that in there. All right, so it's up to them to educate themselves on the product, which you should do. All right. So let me see. Here's sheet 2. Educate. Humans should educate themselves on the products. On the products. On the products. All right, let's do this out here. I'm gonna put this spaces over 1. I haven't even been to bed yet. I'm so freaking tired right now. I'm surprised I'm running off nothing right now. I distributed, but I have the day is a day. The contracts, one of the contracts goes to the day. So the guy wants to sign it, get started, and he wants to get on the thing as fast as possible. So I just have to go through this whole thing. But then I have to resend it out again. And then they send it back. It's a draft contract. This will go back and forth for a couple of days. And then once that goes through, then we can finalize, sign it, get it notarized, and boom, in business. Now, what do we get first when the contracts are signed? We make between 8 and 10 grand for each one that's signed because usually they put in huge, massive orders for these. To get the ball rolling. They need enough for inventory, they need enough for painting for demonstrations and samples, and that's what they need. So we can make between 6 and 7 grand easily. Remember, I make 31 out of 31 orders. I make about $6,000. So they order more than 31. That's 31 quarts right there. They order way more than that. Let me see. Okay, we got this all right. Products. Organization at church, when manufacturing, certified training, and all to the distributor. Training. Not responsible for 0 cost. Okay, that's our policy right there. It's always raining today. Okay. Fines and penalties. Distributor. I see distributor agrees to manufacture labels and protection screens cannot be altered, changed, modified, or tampered with. It must always be posted on packages. Alright. Let me see. Okay. fines and penalties of violating this policy.
Here is some information for 5 violation fines. According to American Dental Association, a person who knowingly obtains or discloses individually identifiable health information in violation of the privacy rule may face a criminal penalty of up to $50,000 and up to 1 year imprisonment.
Okay, let's see. All right, fines and penalties, fines and penalties. Let me see. That's Jamie right there, with a fake number. That's a sad dude. He's in there upset and angry because I'm over here doing a contract for a company. He's a sad dude. Don't worry, buddy. You'll have your day soon. You will definitely have your day real soon. I'll see you in court. This is the reason why that you have to be taken care of quickly and fast, because you have some mental problems. There's something wrong with you at the end of the day. Don't worry, we'll get you taken care of real quick. See fines and penalties of violations for this policy. For this policy, it should be 4. Right, no one's giving you any contracts for your company. You can't switch over to well, you're not going to do research and development because you research and develop your own products. There we go, right there. I'll show you. I'll screenshot the cell phone number and the messages. Chances are they're probably racial slurs or hateful messages. That's what he likes to do. So he's mad and upset because we got contracts. Jamie, keep in mind, this capital is going to bring us a ton of money and serious reach. So again, like I said, you're going to be slapped with 5 lawsuits. You already got one coming up already. You got another one coming there for violating the Black Series Edition. That's 2 already. All these messages right here are going to be forwarded to that complaint. That's the 2nd copyright infringement we have on you. Going to court for civil court for basically slandering our products. He's going to court for small claims court for violating the batch number policy. Now, the 2nd time we bring you in, the judge is going to look back and see if there's any previous cases that are coming up underneath of you. This is when they're going to start requesting the jail time. Because they're going to see you're a repeat offender. So repeat offender, that's what it's called. Yeah, that's what we're going to see, that we've had problems with you and we've taken to court multiple times. After this particular point, they're all going to start seeking jail time. And that's what we're pushing for. So once you go through that, and once the rest of you are tracked down and thrown, ready to get you all prosecuted and all that other good stuff, then the lawyers are going to come back after we win all our lawsuits, and they're going to file criminal charges against you for conspiracy. Conspiracy to try to take down and destroy my company and slander my company's name, that all 3 of you work together on that. Do you have any idea how much jail time you can get for a conspiracy charge? It's quite a lot. We'll have all the lawsuits. They're actually building cases on y'all. You don't see it coming, but we're building these cases on you. All these cases are all put together to show that we have had to sue you multiple times for different multiple acts, and then the final charge, with this conspiracy charge, shows that all 3 of y'all combined together, and we have videos of you guys talking back and forth. We have you chatter at the end of the day, shows that you guys had a conspiracy to try to tear my company down. So at the end of the day, you guys are too old to be sitting up in jail, but you will be. Doing dumb stuff. There's nothing better to do. So I'm in here minding my own business, working on my contracts, and you're so mad because of our new blessing. This is how you carry on. This is how you act at the end of the day. This is why you ain't going anywhere. This is why your business is going to be, well, you won't have that anymore because you won't be to sell anymore. You won't have any money. You're going to owe me at the end of the day. What do you, anything you sell becomes mine. You owe me money. So it's not going to work too well for you. So I don't know how that's going to work for you. I don't know, buddy. Let's see. And let me tell you something to people. When these numbers come up, guess what? They're not even real numbers. They're fake Google numbers. That's what they are. You're not even mad enough to put your real number in there? Put your real number in there. Come with your real number. So you can't give me your address, and we had to track your address. We literally had to track your addresses down. You can't put your numbers in there. You hide behind fake Google calls. You hide behind fake emails. But don't worry. Sooner or later, I'm going to get you in court. You'll see me face to face, and we can all settle it right there and then. All right, let me see. Okay. Oh, message right here. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. All right. Whew. Man. Okay. We need to add in, let me see, fine points violation, okay, distributorship, okay. Fines and penalties for violating this policy. Let's see, distributor agreement manufacturer, labels and logos or projection screens cannot be altered, changed, or modified or tampered with and must be always displayed on all packaging products and packagings, including e-commerce sites and brick and mortar. Brick and mortar, sites, e-commerce packages. Okay, all packages. And e-commerce sites and brick and mortar establishments.
According to Investopedia, the term brick and mortar refers to a traditional street-side business that offers products and services to its customers face-to-face in an office or store that the business owns or rents. The local grocery store and the corner bank are examples of brick and mortar companies.
Establishments. All right, establishments. Okay, fines and penalties of violation policy. Let me see. We need to separate there. Policy right here. Policies, let's see. Violation of these fines. Oh, wrong one choice. Let's go back. No, let's go back. Violation of this policy will result in fines of this policy will result in fines of $150,000 per offense. Per offense. I keep saying offense. Offense. $150,000 per offense. And a automatic immediate termination of contract.
According to Squire Patton Boggs, a contract can be automatically terminated in situations where there is an express term to terminate the contract on the occurrence or non-occurrence of a specified event. 3 such contracts should stipulate the events giving rise to a right of termination with sufficient specificity.
That's the event. And a and an That's Jamie obsessed with us. I told you he's got an attraction to me. He's obsessed. He sent us 26 and he's called us on 3 different numbers so far. I told you he's a weird dude. A really weird dude. Let's see. Per offense and let's see. Automatic immediate termination of contract. In which all logos, products, one should be different. It should be, no, it should be in which, okay, this makes it much easier. Much easier. In which anything representing our company's name needs to be removed immediately. So this means, bottom line, if the person violates the contract, they receive depending on what they hit in violating, it's like say they do like 14 cans and they don't have our labels on it. Say it's something completely different that they make their own label at the end of the day. We can hit them with $150,000 per container, per offense. So that keeps them from basically modifying, changing anything because there's a heavy fine on top of that. And then once you're basically guilty of that, then we can basically terminate the contract right there on the spot as fast as possible, which means there's no litigation in court, no paperwork, nothing. We can terminate it right there. Boom, done with them, sever ties with them. And then because of that, we can basically have in that order says that they have to remove everything and anything that has anything to do with their company. They have to remove it right away off the spot. This is the kind of stuff you have to put. If you're doing your own contract, this is what you have to do. At the end of the day, I have lawyers, but I'd rather do it myself because then I know exactly what I want to put in. They pretty it up. They go in there and they basically pretty it up. They put all the stuff on to make it look pretty and all. But other than that, I want to put what I want to put in there. I know exactly what's best for my company. Sometimes they do put little stuff here and there, you know what I mean, there, but that's basically about it. But yeah, this is all the stuff that's needed in there. Okay, you just want to make sure that it's always good to be able to write your own contracts and know what you're doing. If you have to depend on other people to do this, this can become scary because then again, at the end of the day, the person can do something wrong. You'd never see it coming because you don't know the paperwork behind it. Educate yourself on everything that's with your company, whether it be a business or whatever you're doing, educate yourself on everything. Worst thing I see people do at the end of the day, they let the accountant come in and do what he needs to do. Accountant, I'm not saying all accountants, don't anybody getting mad if you're an accountant at the end of the day. It's not about you at the end of the day. Oh, yeah, it is about you, but don't get if you're an honest accountant, then you are. But there's some accountants that are not. You've heard this before about movie stars and people in the music business will go bankrupt and go poor because the accountant basically went in and embezzled their money and they ended up with nothing. Because basically they didn't watch the accountant because they figured, hey, I trust this guy, I'm gonna let him do this, that, and the other. But I'm not saying, that's why I put that disclaimer in saying not all accountants are like this. I'm not saying all of them, but you do have ones out there that do this stuff at the end of the day. And that's why it's good to know where your money is going and to understand everything they're writing in those books. I'm thinking about taking a course and basically learning the basics of being an accountant. So that way I can understand exactly what they're saying. Because I'm not going to be listening to a bunch of Mama Joan where I could be signing my name to anything at the end of the day. So make sure you get all that done. Let's see. Termination of contract. Contract. Okay, a contract in which anything representing our company, representing our company's name, it needs to be removed immediately. Let me see. Which in anything representing our company, contract, terminating a contract in which anything our company's name needs to be removed immediately. Name and products. You can name and products. Something with it. Name and products. Be nice. Names and products. Products need to be removed immediately. All right. Okay, that's perfect right there. I'm done. Just finished my 1-year contract for the company. Oh yeah, man. Whoa. Whoa. Not work. This is all the stuff I had to write in here. You got territories. You got freaking. Organization, organized territory. Is that a basement? Okay, let's go right there. So all this.
That's it.
Sad part about it is the fellow by the name of Jamie Crow 1176 is the one responsible for all this nonsense. You really thought at the end of the day, doing that, whatever that was supposed to be of the Cinema Complete, do you know that all these contracts we're obtaining for the company are doing Cinema Complete demonstrations on the products? So you're going to go in and do a demonstration on our product that we have test results on this product before it was ever shipped to any customer. Yeah, that's going to go real well for you in court right there. You're not that smart in the day. Nothing you do basically discourages or orders nothing at all, period. Again, I keep telling you at the end of the day, I'm blessed by God. So at the end of the day, my company's always going to flourish, always. And you're just going to be outed as the person that you are at the end of the day, a scammer, because you are. That's why your products don't go anywhere. They stay in the same spot. If I want to go out and I want to basically put somebody on blast, I dig up videos on them. I dig up videos that they deleted off their account. I dig up videos on them lying on camera. I expose them for what they are. But this right here clearly just shows a person at the end of the day that's jealous and full of hatred. That's what you are. But like I said, your day is coming very soon. You'll be in court, sure enough. So let me get this straight. You wasted all this time calling me 3 times with 3 different fake numbers. You sound like a stalker. That's a stalker. And then sends me 26 messages for what? At all. I just got finished sealing my company's contract right there. That's our official contract for our company right there. So what did you gain out of all that? Nothing. Those emails are going to get sent over for evidence, and your number is going to get blocked, and it's going to be traced because we're sending that over. We're going to screenshot all the numbers and send them over to the court so they can go from there. That's all you did. And today I'm going to be doing 2 contracts, the contract negotiation and designing another contract for the beta testers and another one for an NDA. Let me see. All right, this is done. I copied this file already. That's my company contract right there. I wouldn't even waste my time challenging you to ask you to write out a contract because you don't know how to spell. And you don't. So, yeah. And no company, again, is going to sign you because clearly, when we made that statement about basically going into your account and hitting the back button to see if your images are popping up on Google, a lot of people did go in there and check that out, including a few people that we do business with at other companies and whatnot. And they were laughing their heads off saying, man, this stuff has to be trash. So think about the caliber of projector this man is using at the end of the day and you still have to get fake images off of Google. That is pretty bad. That's pretty bad. But again, no one does this to you. You guys self-destruct. You do this to yourselves because you're so busy doing so much dirty stuff at the end of the day that you figure that no one's going to notice it, no one's going to see it. But people do see it. All right, so that's our contract done and done. These are for if we have to mail them out. Usually we don't mail them out. We tend to do through email. So I ended up doing how many pages on this? Not bad. All right. 5 pages. Ain't bad. 5-page contract. That's not bad. So that's our contract right there. That's done. I think I'm going to do that's the draft contract. When we do the original contract, I want mine in all black. I want it all in white writing, and I want our seals in gold and red. That's what I want for our contracts, because we develop black technology. That's why. All right, let me see. This person has mental problems, so I just go on my phone. It's a faster delete on my phone. We just delete all the messages. Or right now, I got to save these because, like I said, we got a second case coming up for Jamie for violating the copyrights under Black Series LLC. He violated those, so that'll be another set. Now, you do know that you were giving information from the courts. The courts did contact you through email and let you know that basically you have to go to court for copyright and infringements. If you choose not to show up, you automatically lose. If you show up, you automatically lose anyway because there's just too much evidence compiled against you, so there's no way in the world you're going to get out of that situation. But if you choose not to show up, this is still going to go through regardless, whether or not. If you choose to, I don't know, send back falsified information on an address, saying that's not my address, that's my address. Anything you choose in the day, it's not going to discourage. The lawsuit's going to go through, regardless if you're there or not. It's going to go through. So this gives you a chance to go in and basically fight your case, which again, you don't have a wing and a prayer because again, you're going to have a permission slip from me that gives you the permission to use them, and you don't have one. So you're automatically sued either way. So I don't know how he's going to deal with this, but either way, Jamie's going to lose quite a lot in this lawsuit. So let me get in here. Let me forward these to the new case, and I need to screenshot the phone numbers and send those over because they want text information, anything that comes up, cell phones, anything, so they can do a trace on them. All right, well, with that being said, I'm going to get out of here real quick. I'm tired. I got to get a little sleep. I'm already finished our company's contract. This is already done. Now I got to do one for the beta testers, and I think the NDA, I'm going to let the lawyers do that because they're really good at that section. I'm not good at NDAs, and that's basically about it. And I'm going to knock off and get some sleep. Got to go. Thank you all, and God bless.